So, y'all, tonight we're going to talk about the 4th of July, what that means to black people here in America. 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up, Incorporated. We're going to also talk about the sad case and murder of Jalen Walker and another mass shooting that took place in Chicago. I'm going to give people time to get in here. This live is random as fuck. I done told y'all to hit that notification bell. And I know YouTube be playing. And I apologize for being trash. I really do. I'm sorry about how trash I am about announcing this shit. But we going to get it in. I'll be coming on camera here in a little bit. Y'all know how I do it. We're going to play a little music, give people time to get in here. And we just going to get it in. And we don't give a damn if it ain't but 2 people in here. We still going to get it in. All right? Y'all bear with me. I'm going to be about 5 minutes and we're going to get started.
We just wanted to live. They told us to counting up something. Seems the only way you can live. Yeah. Swear to God, we just wanted to live. They tell us to counting up something. Seems the only way you can live. In love with a mattress that was somewhat out of place. Went through the old habits, it could double as a chase. Talking major key, let it cut you out of case. And try and run the city till it run you out of state. Told us all of this is straight, and it's worth what you wait on. Staring at the exit like, yo, I ain't trying to stay long. Kitchen table decorator, sit your way to plate on. Jesus, heavy as the head the crown lay on. But all of this is straight. Running out of state is what you play for, and stay for to turn to what you leave for. Get your 16 on, like talking mic check, throw the beat on, or talking out of key, but being 20 OZ short. 16 ain't enough. Andre features, as quick as you can be on, you'll be gone. Waiting on the detour, couple U-turns to where you belong. At best, you can get your sight see on. Just need a couple dollars, baby. Bet you I can plug them till a wallet dropping babies. Just need a couple dollars, baby. Told if I can get them, all of them will save me. Saved in the drop top BM, right side DM. All praise you up, tell them when I see him. Started with a couple dollars, baby. Tell if I can get them, all of them will save me. So a couple dollars, and it sounds beautiful like the truth. Like she bad, but even more beautiful in the coupe. And seeing that, seeing all that I would need to pursue. The E-class that was used to corner me off the stoop was as clean as the book that you hand on. When you prayed that we stayed away from them anthems. Fuckers left us, except for us to go stand on a box with a rope and a bottle of spade. Call it damn, make it pop for the day. I throw money to the jeweler, sneaker box full of change. Know me, I'm no better, I'm about it the same. Cause on a box with a rope is how we got in this frame. Now flick it up one time for 'em. Know it's lit if they in here with the 9 on them. One time for 'em. And the parade's lining up along the side for 'em. Just need a couple dollars, baby. Bet you I can plug them till the wallet dropping babies. Just need a couple dollars, baby. Told if I can get them, all of them will save me. Saved in the drop top BM, right side DM. All praise you up, tell them when I see him. Started with a couple dollars, baby. Just tell if I can get them, all of them save me. So a couple dollars.
As a youngin', had a lot on my plate. I ain't finna complain, just had a lot on my plate. Razors, 12 skinnies and 58s. I cooked the 6 deuce and came back with 58. I ain't stressing, I ain't stretching, I just chefed it in the butter. Over Redenbach, I had it poppin', word to mother. Swerving undercovers, had it local, had it OT. Whipping a POT, trying to get to the TOP. Get in and get out, that's always the plan. But all of them bands to a kid from the project who had nothing so damn hard to let go. From starving stomach hollow with the echo to the hardest marks echo. Extra large retro MJs before they drop, but a lot started to drop. Stick up kids got the drop, my sneaker box dropped. Drop crack, switch to diesel and some fiends drop. Feds eavesdropping on my drop down Phantom street block. They dropped by my man's spot, so now he locked. I dropped to both knees, praying dimes don't get dropped. Dropped it all. Be the bird locked in a coop, or take your talent more serious and lock in that booth. I chose the latter, and thank God for showing Joe the ladder. Help me climb through these rhymes. Who said I would never matter? Look at me, such a hard active father. Looking forward to tomorrow. You'll never hear me holler. I just need a couple dollars, baby. Bet you I can plug them till a wallet dropping babies. Just need a couple dollars, baby. Told if I can get them, all of them save me. Saved in the drop top BM, right side DM. All praise you up, tell them when I see him. Started with a couple dollars, baby. Just tell if I can get them, all of them save me. So a couple dollars.
Y'all hit that like button on your way in. We gonna get started in about another 2 minutes, y'all. We going right into it.
Life is all about a bluff. It's almost like playing cards. Like I think.
Man, I love everybody that's here.
I think more so than I think shooting dice.
Yeah.
You know, because you could change dice and stuff, but they can't. They're hard. They can't mold. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You just gotta keep. You just shoot and you shoot. Cards can bend. Yeah. Cards can bend like life. Us in life, we can bend. Mm-hmm. And even though we got a bad hand, that don't mean we're gonna lose the fucking game.
Nah to it. Nah to it. Nah to it. Go ahead and nod to it. I swear all the content is relatable. I swear. Just let it play its course. Okay. Winning be the only thing they know you for. And then everything changes like you Okafor. And you playing your role and keeping hold of what they hold you on. Remind them what they know until they know you gone. Like to believe it, let your memory lock in. Like when locking the door, soon as top become the topic. And she take all that off, seeing how roomy the drop is. See, I just want you all to feel the aura of the logic. We can keep the shit out of this. We all about a profit. And I'm all kinda in love with the shit. Like it's a problem. Cause I see how that problem stood up on top of problems. Down for the count, I count it down and say, yo, I'm in. Till I'm in a 911 Porsche without a 911 car. Round my way, they go together like you rocking up a yard. And if the topic that I'm on isn't quote unquote real, then at least Apollo here to get the kill. And you can still nod to it. Go ahead and nod to it. Nod to it. Go ahead and nod to it. You can still nod to it. Nod to it. Go ahead and nod to it.
Okay,
nod to it. You can still nod to it.
I done gave people
Nod
enough
to
time.
it. Go ahead and nod to it.
I done gave people enough time, y'all. We about to get in. Told y'all I would come on. We gonna come on camera tonight. Let me see. We gonna come on camera. And listen, don't y'all be on my head about not matching. I know this is two completely different, but I felt like this was so relevant. I really did. All right. And I also felt like Asada was relevant. I felt like it was relevant. And if you can't read it, I'll read the quote for you. It says, I have declared war on the rich who prosper on our poverty, the politicians who lie to us with smiling faces, and all the mindless, heartless robots who protect them and their property. I figured I would come on here and do a, fourth, because I've seen some things and I ain't talked to y'all in a while, and we're going to get it in a little bit about some of the things that's going on out here. I wanted to first start with this fourth and the people who choose to celebrate it. Earlier today, I was on my way to load up, and I saw a guy with a full-blown, it was him, and I think I would imagine it was his woman and his children, all in American flags. We're going to get into that here in a second first, because I really got a problem with black folks still acting like this. But first and foremost, let me say shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third, okay? Now, I do want y'all to hit the like button on your way in. I want you to subscribe if you haven't already. I want you to hit the notification bell, because as y'all know, my lives be random. I don't really be announcing them right, because as I've told y'all before, I'm not a content creator. I have noticed that my channel I gained some subscribers, so mad love to you if you are a new subscriber to the channel. But I'm not a content creator, so I don't do this for a living or anything like that. I just get on here and speak to the people every once in a while. I want to say that when I was doing this shit before, this is back when, if you've been following me for a while, I've been doing this for a while, and I used to go and go down the history with black folk. I thought that was relevant. In my mind, I had convinced myself, well, okay, black people just don't know. So if I tell them and show them, they'll understand. They'll just snap out of it. I was wrong. Okay. I've been wrong about that the entire time. Black people aren't concerned much with history, how it happened, how we got here. What are you doing celebrating the 4th? Where were you when they got their so-called freedom or gained their independence? Where were you? What were you doing? Black people don't care about that. Okay. I learned that. Black people don't care about history. So then I thought, well, maybe if we could just deal with present day, maybe black people care about that. Well, that ain't been much, I haven't had much more success that way either. It's an inconvenience for black people to acknowledge where they came from, acknowledge the situation they're in. It's an inconvenience for black people. Okay, that's what I've recognized, and you'll be called, hoteps and all this other old extra shit. And so, if you are doing this, if you are repping for the people, if you are trying to liberate the minds of black people, my hat's off to you, because I understand it is a tireless and thankless job. Okay, and many people don't treat it as a job. Now, some people do, but many people, it's just something you do because you feel compelled to do it. Okay. And had I been paying attention, I'd have known about Asada, but I wasn't. When I was a coon, it didn't mean anything. When 4th of July came around, I would throw on my flag and, match an outfit, thought I was fly out there, doing my thing real big, firecrackers going off, fireworks popping off. I thought nothing of it because I was never told to stand down. Nobody ever told me to stand down. Nobody ever gave me a just cause to stand down. And I thought by now, so here we are, so-called 2022. And I don't really, people aren't going to feel what you're saying, and you have to just stay the course. I'm here to speak to the people who understand where I'm coming from. Okay. I'm still getting into arguments with black folk about shit. And I'm past the point of arguing about things, debating about it. I'm past that point. I done put the time in to where I'm not debating nobody. I don't have time to argue with people. Okay. I don't have time to be doing it all up in comments and shit like that. Okay. I just don't have the time, because I understand that black people want to stay in a certain space. They want to stay in a certain space, and you have to let them. I'm here to give food to the people in the same mindset, on the same path, in the same journey, so we can feel like we can fellowship together sometime and be mad about the same shit. Because it feels good when people mad about the shit you mad about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know people like to, a bond on, love and likeness. Well, there's also a bonding on things that are trash as fuck. You agree, and I agree that this shit is trash. And if you're a black person, you should be able to agree with me that America, 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up, Incorporated, it's trash as fuck. Okay. Now, when I saw this brother and his lady and his children, and they were all in, American flag garb, and he said to me, "Happy 4th." And I looked at this brother. He says, "Happy 4th." And I asked him, well, what's so happy about it? And I could tell that the response threw him off, because, of course, people say happy 4th. Happy 4th to you too. I done been in the vein. I've been that type of coon before. So I understand that it just comes out and you throw it back and it is what it is. All right. I said, well, what's so happy about it for a black man, woman, or children here in America? What would be so happy about it? What are you celebrating, really? Now, that brother said, that's a damn good question. And I said, well, you think about that as you going throughout your day today, as you spend this time with your family and whatever y'all going to do, as y'all are in the American flag, you think about that today. And I went on about my business. What I'm noticing about black people is that we are, we back into this. There are these factions, I'm going to call them factions, that have black people excited to drape themselves in the American flag. Some people calling these people, whether you got your FBAs, your ADOSs, or, black people that are really into patriotism right now. This is before the 4th of July even jumped off. This is before that time You have black people that are flying that flag, looking at other black people, being proud to be an American. Like we beating our chest about being an American, not realizing how fucking stupid we look. So now what we've done is that we will argue with people that are not from here, that may be flying a Haitian flag or a Jamaican flag. We feel like our war is against immigrants, black immigrants in particular, which I find very odd. If you gonna argue and beat your chest, you should be talking to cave immigrants at best. Okay? What I'm seeing black people do is brag about being gunned down in the streets, redlined, gentrified, brutalized, all your lynchings being ruled suicide. What are you bragging about? What are you carrying this flag around thinking if you drape yourself in it and become versus these other groups of black people, that's empowering you? It shows black cowardice, in my personal opinion, because we don't want to go and stand up against the people who are oppressing us. So we'll create another group of people and act like they're the ones that are doing the oppressing. That's what we've chosen to do, like we do here. I mean, you don't want to challenge the white man and his mama, so you'll pick a fight with your next door neighbor. Now what you're doing is say, hey, I'm American. I'm an American black. We are the culture. And now the immigrants are your enemy. Black immigrants are your enemy. How is that possible? Right? How do you then, because understand that I get the fact that some of these immigrants be coons, okay? Some of them be cooned out as fuck. I get that. I understand that. To turn to an entire group of immigrants and act like they are the reason that you're in the position you're in is cowardice. It's cowardice. You've been trying to convince the white man and his mama that you love their country. You love your country. This is your land. You've been trying to convince them that you love it so much that maybe they'll accept you. Wearing the American flags ain't worked for you at all. Not once has it worked for you at all. You fought in all of the wars. That didn't work for you at all. You converted your religion, your language, your clothing, your speech. You converted everything you could possibly convert. You wear the flag, and you still don't get no respect. And instead of you being mad at America 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up incorporated, you choosing immigrants. You talking about the immigrants stealing your fucking jobs. And you know damn well they're not putting no damn businesses off in black communities like that. You know that. They was doing that before y'all even knew what an immigrant was. They was doing that. But now it's the immigrants. And your war is against them. You wearing your flag, beating your chest. You've pledged allegiance to a flag that has never, not one time, pledged allegiance to you. And that's your bragging rights now. How can you brag? How stupid do you look bragging when you can be gunned down and shot 60 fucking times in the street over a traffic stop? Let me share the screen. Let's talk about Jalen Walker. Let me share the screen real quick. Let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this. Hold on, let me make sure it's right over here. Let me show y'all this. I'm gonna read this from the article. This happened in Akron, Ohio. As you can see, there are protesters out there. Even some of the caves has done came and stood up out there with black folk. You know, they're doing their rally march thing. And this is what we're proud of to be an American. You're still begging. You're still telling America your life matter, all while beating your chest like you're doing something towards some immigrants. You're still begging for your life to matter. Let me read this article. It says it is being reported that Akron, Ohio police officers have murdered a young unarmed black man named Jalen Walker. The 25-year-old was a DoorDash driver who has never been arrested or in any trouble a day in his life, according to Fox 8 News. Walker was pulled over for a traffic stop with 8 police officers, 7 of which were white. So that means I don't know whether one of them was a black person or I guess something maybe not identified as white, but 7 of the 8 officers are caves unloaded a staggering 90 bullets at Walker, shooting him at least 60 times in his face, chest, legs, back, and feet. Now, I'm not here to cry because I think black folk been crying long enough. I don't think these people marching or protesting going to do anything. I don't think that's going to matter at all. I think as the time goes down, the cops that are involved in this 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up will be giving light sentences, and there will be a civil suit that ensues, and the family will sue the city, and eventually they'll win a payout. This is what we know from we don't have to go back to the 1910s for history. This is what's been a pattern here in America 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up incorporated, okay? This has been a pattern, so I don't see this going any differently. What I will say is that how then can you drape yourself in an American flag knowing that this justice system will pardon this behavior? You beating your chest. You say you're American. Immigrants is your new oppressor is black immigrants. Meanwhile, you are still begging that the cops stop treating you like they do when they stop you for a minor traffic stop. You're still begging them to stop using excessive force against you. What are you beating your chest about? What are you celebrating independence about? 90 shots fired at this brother, 60 of which hit him. This may put you in the mind of Sean Bell, Amadou Diallo. This is not the first time they've, shot a litany of bullets at a black man. It's not the first time they've used excessive force, but this is 90 bullets, 60 hitting him. That's above and beyond. That's above and beyond. And what are black people going to do? Protest, march, argue with each other online, talk about how immigrants are coming to wipe you out. They're your new oppressor. Argue about relationships every day. Black men and women going to fight and argue every goddamn day, all day. Because the most important thing seems to be whether a person is, valid in a relationship or not. And then you have the audacity to drape yourself in an American flag and pop firecrackers because you believe your children need you to do so. I had somebody tell me that too. Well, the kids need that. What they gonna do without the fireworks? Whatever will they do? What will their childhood be like if they don't get to pop firecrackers on the 4th of July as you continue not to educate your children on what the 4th is? Why it's irrelevant to anybody that's black in this country. Why it should be irrelevant, I guess I'll say. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. 25 years old. No history. Can't say he was thugging, been arrested multiple times or nothing like that. 60. And people were sending me this. And I was sitting here and I didn't watch the video. They actually have footage. I don't watch videos of black men and women being murdered. It's sad enough just reading about it. I don't need to watch it and see what's going on as far as the shots are concerned. But my question is for black people, when are we going to get our shit together? When is it going to matter? All the people that's been trying to tell us, up until now, that we need to unify, stand together, common front, together, not at war with immigrants, because that doesn't make any real sense. They're not your oppressor. It's this system that's going to allow these 8 officers to receive a light sentence. It's the system that's going to do that. You see? It's the system. Let me show y'all this too. Hold on. Let me come out of here so I can make sure y'all see me and understand. Black people have been begging the caves. We've been begging this system. And we'll have these moments, these bursts of rage, anger, but then we'll go right back. I live in a mostly Black neighborhood. Firecrackers for the last two days. The entire weekend. Boom, boom, boom. It's going crazy outside. I've asked Black people this before. How do you expect anybody to believe that you're actually upset if you're going to continue to celebrate their holidays with them? If you're going to continue to party with them? It doesn't make any sense. If you're going to continue to party with them, justify you having to party with them for your kids, who I would argue you're raising them as the same blind coons that most Black parents are raising their kids to be. Raise them to cower and party. Meanwhile, this system is continuing to murder us in the streets. And they're going to get life sentences because Black folk ain't going to do no type of actual standing up against this system. We're not going to do that because we'll be on to the next one in a week. At best, we'll be on to the next one. So we have to be more solid than that. I ain't here to rant and rave at y'all. I'm trying to get Black people to see the way we are operating, the way we are functioning doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense at all. We're not winning the way that we're functioning, the way that we're operating. Now, of course, you can't stop every brazen act of violence that may take place. But you most definitely can hold America, 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up, Incorporated, responsible. You most definitely can tell the truth when you're asked a question. I got into it with a Black woman about the 4th of July. She said, well, what's wrong with cooking out and firecrackers? And Black people have a funny way of asking you what's wrong with it, as if not only can you not answer the question, but to kind of justify to say, well, it ain't no big deal. It most definitely is. How the hell can you convince somebody that you're mad if you partying with them? How can you teach your children to hold the line if you break it every month to celebrate a holiday? We don't hold any lines. So it being wrong doesn't really matter. That's not the point of it being wrong. Ain't nothing wrong. You just make us look dumb. Nothing wrong with firecrackers. The spectacle, the lights in the sky, there's nothing wrong with that. But what are you celebrating? What are you celebrating? America great. When? When is this? What are we doing? I'm American because I was born here. And that's the rule. As far as the law is concerned, we just here. We just here. Partying, shaking our ass online, and arguing about submissive women, men who don't deserve it. Like, look at us. It makes no sense. This isn't the first black man to be gunned down using that type of excessive force. But look at us. And we want to argue about immigrants, against black immigrants. When are we going to stand on principle as to who our true enemy is and who he and she have been the entire time? Huh? Right. Exactly. That stupid ass conversation. Arguing over McDonald's and kids getting fed Happy Meals. Like, if you look at how we conduct ourselves, it doesn't make any sense. And it can be frustrating, infuriating. It doesn't make any sense. Let me show y'all this. Let's talk about this real quick. And then we're going to move on because I ain't going to be here a long time. I'm going to show y'all this. Look at this. Highland Park mass shooting. It's happened in Chicago. 6 people were killed and about 24 others were seriously hurt in a mass shooting at a 4th of July parade in the Chicago suburb of Highland Park, Illinois, on Monday. Here is, says Highland Park police are still searching for the gunman. Police have identified Robert Bobby Crimo III, 22, as a person of interest and said he's believed to be driving a 2010 silver Honda. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time here because here's the thing, man. I understand the pathology of the genocidal maniac that is the white man and his mama. I understand that. America continues, 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up, Incorporated, continues to ignore that. And it's costing them. Now, at times it's going to cost us too, like it did up in Buffalo. Most times it's the white man, his mama, and he murdering his mama. That's what they doing. Even up in schools and shit like that. They're the ones being charged the most. They won't pathologize themselves, though. They refuse to. They refuse to pathologize themselves. Now they're going to force women to have these kids, but not protect them or do anything. They want these babies. They act like they're caring about babies. By the time these babies is grown, they up at a parade, some random ass cave come out of nowhere and shoot the block up. The cave holes should make this an issue, but they won't. The women who give birth should make this an issue. Hey, look, you motherfuckers are out here going crazy. Y'all been crazy. They won't deal with it that way. So I'm not going to spend no whole lot of time having a big, huge issue with this. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. That's them. It's their lives that they are risking and sacrificing because they don't want to get on here and tell the goddamn truth. They don't want to tell the truth. They want to have white cave holes clutching their purse when they see me. Meanwhile, they're defenseless. because they refuse to pathologize themselves honestly. They won't deal with it. They won't deal with it. Just wanted to let y'all know that another one happened. And that's very, very, and what actually is, honestly, that makes sense. It's America. 3Ks. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. Now, I'm going to tell you what's crazy about that is that he murdered 6, I think it said, 6 people, injured 20 more. He won't get 90 shots shot at him. Bet you that. Bet you he won't get 90. He will not get 90. There will not be 8 cops shooting 90 shots at him. Will not happen. That's the energy they preserve for our people. Okay. God's daughter said captured already. There you go. That in itself should be the focal point, the hypocrisy. Day in, day out, that should be the focal point. But we can't even stay focused on that because we gonna be arguing how black women ain't trying to be wives, niggas ain't shit. I'm telling you, like, the way we conduct ourselves, it's like we don't want to be taken seriously. The people that stay consistent get called all types of hoteps and, get made fun of or whatever like that. But look at us. What the fuck are you doing with that American flag? They're going to talk to you about this caveman's upbringing. He may have been bullied, made fun of. They're going to chalk it up to some type of mental illness or something like that because that's the grace they give their own. I expect it. I'm not going to be mad when they come out here and start talking about his mental illness. I'm not going to get on here and rant and rave like I don't already know what's going to happen. I already know what's going to happen in both cases. I already know. So this is not about me ranting and raving about America. 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up incorporated and what it does. This is more of my indictment per the black mindset. That's really, to me, what the focus should be. And that's across the board. I always tell y'all this, from the janitor to the superstar, to the athlete. It should be consistent amongst our people, but there's a disconnect. Instead, it's about 7, 8 black people out here trying their best to liberate the minds of black people, wake black people up, keep black people focused, keep black people informed. Meanwhile, the masses of black folk are involved in fuckery. And I always get told, well, you can't make people do it. No, you can't. It's not raised in us. It's not passed down to us. We're so focused on passing down money that we don't give a fuck about passing down pride, knowledge. We don't give a fuck about none of that. Our main focus, and I've said this before as well, the generational curse that we want to break is the one about money. So many rich people are poor. So many wealthy people are poor. I'm not talking about monetarily, and particularly we're talking about black people. It doesn't make any sense. We're trying to, secure bags, pass down bags to our kids, but we're not passing down pride. And that's something y'all know that's a reoccurring theme over here on this channel. Because I'm not going to rant and rave. I know what America going to do. Hell, it could be me tomorrow. It could be me tomorrow. Roughed up, brutalized, murdered at the hands of the cop over some traffic stop shit. Could be me tomorrow. So I'm not sitting here acting like I'm above this. This can never touch me. I know it could be me tomorrow. I know that for a fact. But we act like that we're above and beyond it. We just going to work, paying our bills. Ain't that shit not going to ever happen to us. Happen to them, they did something wrong. That's what they did. He deserved them 60 shots because somebody's going to make that argument. Black people going to make that argument for the caves. The caves can sit this out. Once they come through, present the what happened. Black people then will find ways to justify why it had to happen. They will find ways. The caves don't even have to do it. This is how disgusting this shit is. The caves don't even have to do it. Black people will find ways to justify why he had to get shot 60 times. He did something wrong. He had a weapon. He had a record. They'll find something. He shouldn't have ran. He should have complied. Black people will do that. He tweeted something like 10 years ago. He had said something about dark-skinned women. Black people do that. The caves ain't got to do no work. All they have to do is show that a black person was gunned down, and black people will pick up the rest and come justify it for them. They'll take those bits and pieces of information. Look what he had said back in the day. At one time, y'all see these tweets? Black people will do that for them. It's sad. It's so sad how we conduct ourselves, and we think that's revolutionary. It was a black woman talking to me about this, and she said he probably did something to deserve it. And you're not supposed to punch women in the face. But I be wanting to. Yeah. Them type of coons, I don't care, man or woman. I be wanting to. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Because then why would you say something like that? Who's paying? What? Nobody there. Nobody paying her, no gun to her head. He probably did something to deserve it. And in my head, you thinking, finish her, like it's more like, can I not just uppercut this? Like, okay, don't. Okay, you just got to suck it up. Deal with the fact that you're dealing with this type of coon. He probably did something to deserve it. He ain't did nothing to deserve that. When mass shooters out here killing people full blown and they being arrested alive, no shots. How then can you say he did something to deserve it? How can you be black and you fix your fucking mouth to say something like that? I would expect the cave to say something like that. Because they all Blue Lives Matter, of course, right? But when I talk to black people and we saying stuff like this, it kills me. It infuriates me. See, I'm at the point now where a lot of the stuff that the caves do, it bothers me. It upsets me. But I'm more enraged. Listen to black folk. Talking to black folk. Like, how do you fix your mouth to say he probably did something to deserve it? But the caves, they just getting captured. No big deal. They murdering people. No big deal. but you automatically assume he did something to deserve it. Now, I do also understand that there is I don't know what to call this group, because I don't want to keep calling them feminist, because I don't even know if we can. I mean, because Coons really covers it to me. But there's a certain narrative that says, well, if you are not a part of the narrative that says that anything that happens to a black man, he deserves it, then you're not, then you're a pick-me or a mammy or some degrading, terminology. You have to be against the men in your community. If you aren't, then you have a defect. I understand that's going around. So when I hear a black woman say something to me, like he got what he deserves, I asked her, did you feel that same way about Sandra Bland? Did you feel that way about Breonna Taylor? That was different. No, not to them. It may be different to you because you in a coon mindset where you've decided to choose on this side, but it ain't different to them. Same tactics. No knock warrants can happen to a black woman, can happen to a black man. We've seen it happen to both. How is it different? How could you say that? Now, once I said this to her, her coon ass had to pause. After that's different, I posed the question as to how. She had to pause. So what happened is her would-be so-called feminism, it glitched. It glitched. It's almost like she had a little, like a little ticket. Like, God damn it, I don't know what am I supposed to say to that? She had nothing to say to that. Well, I'm just saying. No, actually, I'm just asking. You're not saying anything. If it's different, then what's the difference? Black people stop doing that. It doesn't make any sense. It's fucked up. There's no justification. There's no just cause. This bitch had a mental breakdown because I asked her, what did Breonna Taylor do to deserve it? Did you go dig through her tweets? Was she not compliant enough in her sleep? What did she do wrong? Interesting. Right. That's how simple it was, Mike. But she couldn't say that. That's too blatant. That's too what they call on the nose. That's the honesty of it. Because that was her answer for real. I knew it would have been her. And she could have just stood 10 toes down and said, hey, because he's a black man. And so fuck him. My baby daddy black. He don't take care of these kids. So I'm going to project onto every black man anything that happens to black men. I'm going to project the black men that might have been fucked up to me. I'm projecting on everybody. That's why I said that. Well, you have to have presence of mind to come up with answers like that. She didn't have it. It's really my baby daddy that I'm wanting this to happen to. And he deserve it because he's not here helping me raise this kid. But she ain't going to, they don't talk like that. It's too on the nose. It'll tell the truth too much. It'll be too much for them to admit something like that. But this is what I'm seeing happening with black folk. This is what I'm seeing happening. Now we're going to stay in the streets, tell this system that our lives matter, drape ourselves in the American flag, tell this system that our lives matter. The system going to look at us like, but no, right? They don't have to correct anything because we going to pop firecrackers anyway. We're going to cook out anyway. They ain't got to correct nothing. All these niggas going to be mad for a minute, but at the end of the day, they ain't really about shit. They still arguing about shit Kevin Samuel said. Like, it's just like, well, they got a point. Like, it's almost like, well, God damn it. I want to, beat my chest to the case, man. Fuck y'all. We woke now. I have to be like, damn, they got me on that one. They got me. Because these niggas is still on that bullshit. Still divided. Still acting like, there is some justification for what happens to us. And if you can justify it, the caves will have no problem justifying it. None at all. I'm going to get into some of y'all's comments now because I've been looking at some of them, but I haven't really been focused on them. So if y'all got something, because I said I wasn't going to be on here a long time, because at this point, it's almost like how they say, beating a dead horse. I understand that Black people like a certain type of pro-Blackness, and it's usually big. I call it the Bitcoin pro-Black, the crypto pro-Black. They like, money making, money getting, the scheme of things as far as, some type of bag being secured, or, they like that type of pro-Blackness. But at B123, we not doing that. We not doing that. We really not. And we calling out these people who seem to have this big negative energy towards Black people. But when it comes to the caves, it's crickets. Now, one thing about me is that, yes, I'm going to come on here and sometimes I'm going to get it in on these coons and these self-haters. I'm going to get it in on them. But my energy is the same for the caves. I don't let them disrespect me, disrespect us in real life, online. I don't do it. No, doesn't happen. Same energy. What y'all going to notice about a lot of these people is they got big energy against Black folk. But when it comes to the caves, just kikiing and smiling and, using that little fake ass voice and shit. And it's like, well, what is that? What causes that change? You big and mighty against a Black man. You big and mighty against a Black woman. But when the caves show up, you don't have that same energy. You ain't calling they mamas hoes, bitches. Mm-mm. You're not telling them that, they ain't worth a fuck as whether it be fathers. They deserve getting gunned down and locked up by. You're not saying none of that to the caves. You save all that energy for other Black folk. Whether you're talking about Black men and women, or whether you're talking about Black immigrants, you save all that smoke for other Black folk. And y'all, I'm talking about motherfuckers be, sending me stuff for people like, Rob, check this person out. I think they with it. Somebody sent me a video of, I think it was, is it Angela Stanton King? Rob, she really be hitting. I'm sitting here and I try to listen to this shit. And I listen to this Black woman say that, all white people ain't racist, blah, 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 blah. She got to celebrate the 4th of July. I'm like, y'all must not know. I don't fuck with none of that. I don't know whether it's people ain't watching my streams, watching my videos, following my social media, which I think you should do all of it. It's like a cumulative course. Like, it's all together. It's a course. You got to do all of it to understand where I'm coming from, to see my consistency. Okay? But I'm not no. I'm not feeling that. When you can talk so hard against Black folk, but as soon as the caves show up, and this is why sometimes when caves jump in here and people are like, well, just block them, Rob, just get them out of here. No, I'm going to show y'all how to keep the same energy, because apparently nobody's teaching y'all. Apparently when they show up, you got to lower your voice, talk about how non-racist all of them are. No, fuck that. Same energy. Can't nobody sit here and tell me I don't keep the same energy. You're not going to be able to say that about me. I'll go in on a coon, I'll go in on a cave. Same energy. But we don't do that. We don't do that. It's just, and listen, I understand that everybody not going to be where I am, but I'm consistent. I don't give a fuck what nobody say about me. Who I am here, who I am in real life. Caves, coons, it don't matter who around. I don't bite my tongue. I don't whisper. I don't lower my voice. I don't do none of that. I don't do any of it. This is real life shit. My mom be nervous. She thinks something gonna happen to me. Because she raised me to cower. And if we honest, a lot of our parents do that. When you see them white folk, don't you talk too loud now. You can, have your problems, keep it on the inside, come back to the house and yell at the walls. You keep it down with them. I don't do that. And now we are watching to where Black liberation is for sale. Not only is it for sale, it's something that doesn't even appeal to Black people unless money can be made from it. How sad is that? It don't even appeal to Black people unless money can be made from it. So here we are, fist up, American flag on, celebrating all the holidays, yelling and screaming at other Black folk, whispering when we were around the caves, and we think somebody's supposed to take us serious. Notice I didn't say nothing about you sagging your pants, you using ebonics, whether or not you graduated high school, what type of job you work. I'm not placing your value in those things. How much money you got, what type of car you drive. I don't place value in those things. I'm not going to devalue you because of what type of job you got, car you drive, or none of that shit. I judge you based on whether you a coon or not. That's my only criteria. I don't give a damn what you got in your bank account. I mean, bitches you fucking. I mean, niggas you done finessed, whether you cook or not, or I don't care nothing about none of that. Pay your own bills. Don't care nothing about none of that. I don't judge you based on that. I don't judge our people based on those things. Now, many of us do. Many of us do. But I don't place value on how big of a bag you got. What's in your mind? What you thinking about? Are you a coward? Do you feel as though Black immigrants are your biggest enemy? How'd you get to that point? I'm just saying, it's tough. It's tough. These are facts. These are facts. Marcus Garvey says it's a cycle of not getting nothing done, so no change. Parents teach submission for survival, and we wonder why things never change. Exactly. Exactly. They think if we cower just enough, there won't nothing happen to us. And I understand that thought process. I just disagree with it. You see, I disagree with it completely. I know people don't fuck with me. I know that. I know how hard this path is. I got a message from a woman, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and she was talking about how now she's on her path. She's been watching me for a while, and now she's starting to wake up to the knowledge and information is causing her conflict with her family, her friends, and things like that, her loved ones. That's the sacrifice, and it's so sad. It's so sad. You would think I would rather it be that this is the only way we would get that acceptance and love. Is to be B123, is to be unapologetic, is to be brave, is to be honest, is to be factual, to stand up and know what's right. and know that America ain't never been great. Ever since the white man stepped one toe on this land. Never. But this type of shit get you called a hotep. There's the fact that that's a minority within a minority. That's another little small group. 8, 9 hoteps. How's that possible? While the masses is still sitting around. Worried about who got who pregnant. Celebrity gossip. We have to move past that. At some point. We have the access to information. Everyone does. Well, I won't say everyone. I'll say most people do. You have the access to information. Way too comfortable. Mike, you absolutely right. Says we too comfortable as well. I feel like we low-key don't want things to change. We just, because we know that to stand against and to fight against or even speak against, that may cause you to be uncomfortable. And you're absolutely right. We want to be comfortable. We want to be comfortable as fuck. Want to be comfortable, laugh, dance, form these relationships, these hookups or whatever the fuck going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we care about that type of shit. We care about relationships. We care about all that shit. And I'm not saying you can't care about it, but it's just not getting us nowhere, man. We're just not getting nowhere. Hey, I appreciate that. Black and Bougie, I really appreciate you. That's fine. You don't never have to comment. I will listen, let me tell you something, Black and Bougie. You can take every single one of these comments away. People just listening to what I'm saying and using it to give them some energy. That's all I care about. Ain't nobody got to say shit in his comments. I can talk. We can talk about this shit all day. I appreciate you, though. You don't got to comment shit. Just hear me. And then look out here and tell me if I'm lying or not. That's all I need. Y'all come tell me whether I'm lying or not. That's it. Tell me I'm lying. And where we are. Sweets 19 says, yeah, Mr. Rob, I was fighting over a shopping cart, and that white lady, she knew she see I was strong out here, and she speak up for my when all the black people just stand a black ass back. Let me tell you something about that. I know it's you type fast, but I know what you're saying. Basically, you were speaking up, black people standing around watching. Let me tell you something about that. This is how they try to get us. They try to get us because they know they witness us standing around watching things happen. They witness us doing that. And they know that we cowards like that. That's what we have to stop being, that type of people. Standing around watching. That's not who we are. That's not who we are no more. We don't stand back and let the caves do anything to our people while we sit back with our phones open just recording. We have to stop that shit. It makes us look weak. It makes us look cowardly. In particular, I'm telling you what I hate. I absolutely hate seeing a black woman standing up and a black man just standing around. Like, I'll say that again. What I hate is seeing a black woman standing up and seeing a black man standing around. I can't stand it. It makes me mad as fuck. I don't like that. I don't like seeing us standing around. If a black person is standing up anywhere, we should be standing with them. We should never be just standing around. That's that bullshit. Sitting back watching. That's that bullshit. He said most of them assholes. Right, don't call them assholes, man. I appreciate that, though, brother. Says, you for sure not a bad brother out here, Robert. You one of the best brothers we got out here. Most of these niggas is assholes. And I can't even make the argument that some may deem me an asshole. I can't even say that I ain't. But I appreciate you. I ain't scamming. And I ain't selling black liberation either. I am selling t-shirts though. If y'all, hey, but you have to have the right mindset to wear these t-shirts. If you want to order a t-shirt from me, links in the description box. Come on. Waiting on you. Waiting on you. Come on. But then when I see, this is what I'm talking about. I see all these black men and women out here and damn all this, you know, flags and garb, and it's like I'm here. We here. There are ways that you don't have to be wearing that bullshit. It just is what it is. Well, mad love to you. Mad love to you. Mad love to you. Jude the third, or fourth rather. Says I don't agree with everything, but you're a stand-up bloke. People use words like bloke be from overseas. I think maybe UK or something like that. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? I could be tripping. But what don't you agree with? If you don't mind me, anybody that has any disagreements, what don't you agree with? What am I saying that's fucked up? And if it's about Jesus or God, just we're not gonna get through that. We're not gonna be able to get through that. Negative ass Sean says, what about leaving America altogether? Go ahead. You tell me where black people aren't being oppressed. You tell me where black people are not being cowards. You get there, send back. Let me know how it is. I don't think that's a solution. It can be a solution, but it can't be the solution. Because if we're going to go somewhere else and be cowards, then if you're thinking about running to Africa, well, then you're going to let the Asians run through you. The Asians going to come through and do the same thing the white man and his mama doing. You just got an Asian cave. They may have a dragon or a nice little tiger and some little soft-ass music playing in their cave, but they're still caves. And they're still oppressing, and they're still racist as fuck against black people. So it really comes down to black people having to have heart no matter where we are. It doesn't matter where we are. We got to stand up for ourselves. I saw some videos coming out of Africa. It was going around, and somebody said to me and said, well, look at these. It was some Africans, children that were degrading themselves on film. And it was some Asians recording it, having them say fucked up things about themselves. And then I was sitting there looking at this. I said, where the fuck they mamas and them at? Where the fuck they mamas and daddies and who the fuck? If you for sale, and this is one of black people's biggest problems, and what that let me know is it's not just an American problem. 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up incorporated. It's not just an American problem. It's global. We being for sale. We will do anything for a couple dollars. That's not an African problem. That's a problem with our people all over the place. We will sell out so quickly, so effortlessly. Well, nobody holding no gun to their head. And I'm sitting here looking at this shit now. I'm thinking about the fact, like, God damn, it's just, we coons everywhere. I'm talking about, you show me where we ain't. Everywhere. Letting people treat us all types of ways, any old types of ways, say anything to us, be racist towards us, still loving them, still upholding them. We coons everywhere. You know what I'm saying? We coons everywhere. We scared everywhere. And this is in spite of being the most religious people on the planet. Regardless of this fact, well, I should say because of this fact, actually, that is making us be some of the most scariest motherfuckers in the world. In the world. Justin, you're kind. Justin says, I don't think we're cowards. It's more complacency. I think this is something Mike talked about earlier. He talked about comfort. And y'all can be, I mean, I understand that, but I'm going to say what I'm saying. And then you can prove me wrong. You can, but it's cowardice. It's cowardice to me. It's straight up cowardice. Because let's take the word you use, complacency, right? The presence of complacency is the fear of losing such. That fear is the cowardice. It's you afraid to lose that, whatever that is, whatever you put there, whatever you're complacent with. Fear of losing that comfort is where the coward comes in, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. Coward. I mean, we can't soft talk this shit. We got to say it how it is. Love 1814 says the Asians were recording the black kids, were telling the kids to say we are monkeys. They were saying it in Chinese. The kids were laughing because they thought it was a joke. That's poor training. That's what I'm saying. It's just poor training to me. It's poor training. In my opinion, that's poor training. If your kids out there like that, you ain't trained them right. Because then if you raising your kids right, they don't even talk to Asians. They don't talk to them. Let alone say what the Asian telling you to say on camera. You don't even get to that point. You don't talk to Asians. They are your oppressor. And particularly talking about Africa, Africans. The way and we just saw this when this pandemic happened. We saw how the Asians were treating Africans. How then do you, as an African child or the parent to an African child, how the hell do your kid talk to an Asian and laugh with Asians? We don't do that. Even if we did it every day, as soon as we saw this the way they treat the Africans over there in Asia, which they've been doing it, but I'm just saying, we don't do it no more. We don't even talk to Asians. We don't laugh with them. We don't talk to them. It's impossible. As an African, you teach your child, you see an Asian, you go the other way. Easy, right? I would think so. But black folk got this thing across the board where we want to be liked. We want to be liked so much that it's to our own detriment. We want people to like us. We want people to be in awe of us. We want acceptance. We want everybody to be our friends. We want everybody to find us entertaining, funny, handsome, sexy, rhythmic, talented, smart, intelligent. We want this validation from every other race in the world. That's a flaw in our character. It's a flaw. We want everybody to like us. Look at me, I can dance. Don't you think so, white man? Don't you think so, white woman? Ain't I talented? I ain't like them. And that's what kills me. That's what kills me, Mystic. That's what kills me the most. Mystic said, Chancellor Williams said that. So many people done said this. They were saying it clean into their graves. And we still here. So many great black people. So many. And we still here. John Henry Clark said we ain't had no friends. You think black folk paid him any attention? Nope. Can't tell these niggas they ain't got no friends. Can't tell them. It don't matter how many people done said it. And that should be something that we look at, but we very rarely do. How many people done said it? Black men, black women, gave their life to it. We don't care. Wrote books. It's in the literature. We don't care. Gave the lectures. We don't care. We still chalk it up as, well, it was just hoteps. That's conspiracy shit they were talking about. And I'm talking about even now in this present day, so-called 2022, we'll still chalk it up. Even though everything that many of these greats were saying came to pass, still happening, was happening when they said it, happening still now. This is why the things that they say are relevant even now. Asada said this when she was a young woman. This is an older quote. The rich politicians and the robots, the drones, the sleepwalking, it doesn't matter when they say it, how they say it, whether they write it down, whether they do it in lectures. We ain't paid attention to none of them. What the fuck does that say? You have black men and women that literally gave their life to the liberation of black folk. And black folk get on their knees and pray to Jesus. He died for their sins, right? Something is wrong with us. If you really look at it, something is wrong with us. Because there's too many great black people that tried. Not only on this continent, but even in Africa as well. In Africa as well, trying to charge the people up to stand against colonizers. Don't matter. No matter where we are, no matter what type of liberating speech we may be giving, liberating drive we may be, the majority of people won't even fucking pay any attention. That should mean something to black people, but it doesn't. It doesn't. It means nothing. It means nothing. That speaks to our mindsets. It speaks to it. We don't want to acknowledge it, but we must, because too many black people gave their lives to the cause. And here we are. Still calling black people hoteps for talking about racism. Systemic and otherwise. Still calling black folk hoteps for that. Like it went away. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Mystic said Caribbeans too. Man, coon Ribians. A lot of them. It's real. See, that's the thing about the coon shit. It don't matter. It don't matter. You can go to Haiti, you can go to Jamaica, you can go, wherever you want to go, wherever black people are. UK, black people all over the place. Africa, here, Canada, you can go, South America, don't matter. Coons. 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 It's a waste of time. Some people will say it's a waste of time. There ain't nothing in this. There ain't like you gonna get rich trying to liberate black people, unless you Black Lives Matter, of course. Get paid, buy you some houses. But there ain't a whole lot of riches to come from it. People literally from the passions of their hearts giving lectures and things like that, and black folk just be like, man, I ain't got time for all that. Gotta keep my head down. Like, motherfucker, is this Jim Crow South? Like, what you mean keep your head down? You can't look him in the eye? People say shit like that. I gotta keep my shit flowing. I'm gonna keep my head down, mouth shut, man. Just, come in here and do my thing and work. And like, okay, yeah, you can do your thing and work. But does that mean you allow yourself to be disrespected? Does that mean you marvel and revel and celebrate the opposite sex going through something? You see a black woman suffering, you cool with that? That sits okay? You see a black man suffering, you cool with that? That sits okay with you? All these people that gave their motherfucking life, both black men and women, to the cause, and y'all motherfuckers sitting out here acting like this, it's disgusting, y'all. It really is. And I mean, listen, I'm not saying that to try to discourage people. I'm saying it because we really must look at that at some point. Even if you it be in the back of your mind. Just look at us, whether it be on social media or in real life. Think about all the people that you see, even in I know y'all love doing Black History Month. So some of y'all, you see a lot of Black people doing that during that time. Black men and women gave their life to the cause, wrote the books, did the lectures, gave the speeches. Why are we still here? Why am I still having to tell y'all that America ain't shit? 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up incorporated. Why am I still having to say that? And then people are, yes, it is. Why are you still telling me that voting is doing something for you? Why are you still saying that to me? Why I got to argue with niggas? Why I got to ask a Black man what the hell he's so happy about? Talking about some happy 4th. How? When you could be gunned down right there, American flag on and all, in front of your woman and your children. Philando Castile. I shouldn't be having to still convince Black people. Black people should be like, we've been, just waiting on the information, getting the information. No, that is not what they're doing. It's not what they're doing. Let me see what the fro said. Hold on, my bad. The fro says, do you think all these religious missionaries going to Africa are part of the reason why we use them as a standard? I think that what the white man and his mama been able to do to convince us that they are the moral standard is mind-blowing. I would call it wizardry at this point, like witchcraft, maybe. Even though I don't believe in that shit, like it's almost like it's some type of spell. Because even if we thought at one time the white man and his mama was okay, it's 2022. So I'm past the point of, yeah, they must just still be tricking niggas. I can't even, my mind won't wrap itself around that. To me, it's more like some type of, I get it in theory. If this was the early 1900s, fine. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we didn't know yet. We didn't know how the white man and his mama got down yet. But in so-called 2022, to me, there is absolutely no excuse for us to use the white man and his mama for any moral compass, any moral standard, or anything whatsoever, because we see the savages that they are. And not only are they savages, they will come out here and pretend that they're not, even though we know that if they wanted to end racism, they could in one night. They could end it. At least the racism that matters, systemic racism, they could end it. So the fact that we look at them like that, I think, now I'm gonna tell you what I do think. The Black Christians, they hold white people in the caves up to this high regard. Actually, the caves are their God. I don't know if y'all can hear that. They're outside going ham right now. Ham. Firecrackers going off. Boom, big ones. Black folk. For what? But I do believe that Christianity gave you that white man, white woman trope to use to worship, because people worship the white man and his mama as God. Black people worship them as God. This is the reason they give white people so many chances. You know how somebody will be, as far as the God and Jesus, well, he'll never put more on me than I can bear, and I'll suffer and suffer and suffer, and this is his test. He's testing me. Well, if you take that same trope, that same mentality, and just simply slide the shit over to the caveman and the cave woman, Black people treat them the same way. They can do whatever they want, and Black people will continue to forgive them. Will put you through whatever. They can tell you that you need to work harder, and you will say, okay, you're right. We do need to work harder. They treat these people like they're gods on earth. That's why they get all these chances, because God can do anything. Murder you. I mean, if you believe in this, allow your child to be murdered. Well, it's all in his plan. He tested me. Go through all the bullshit you go through. He tested me. Trials and tribulations. It's the same shit. They still stick with God. They don't turn their back on God. It's blasphemy to them. And to me, the way I look at black folk, that's the reason they won't turn their back on the caves, because to them, it's blasphemy to turn their backs on the caves. That's why me talking like this, it's crazy to most black people. It's crazy. Hell, me wearing this t-shirt is crazy to most black people. How the fuck you wearing it out here in front of all these good white folk? That's how you get treated. I believe in my heart that black people refuse to turn their backs on the caves or even hold the caves responsible for their atrocities because they treat them like they are God in the flesh. And you don't turn your back on God. That's what I believe. That's why black folk is holding them down. That's why they hold them down. That's why they can do anything. And we'll still, just be smiling all big and, bucking our eyes and doing whatever these people want us to do because we refuse to turn our backs on them. We say simple, silly shit. We be bragging like they need us. Without us, they will be nothing. We'll say little shit like that. I'm like, okay, prove it. Prove it. I get so tired of us beating our chest about little silly ass shit. Prove it. Why are you still saying that? What are you getting from that? You bragging? You're their entertainment? That's your brag? You the secret sauce? You the sauce? Without you, they can't live? Prove it. Simple. Easy. Prove it. And this ain't got nothing to do. Look, you ain't got to just take them off the pedestal. Pull them down. That's all you got to do. Stop worshiping them. Black people don't want to do that, though. No, we can't do all that, man. Okay. Keep saying you can't do all that. Keep beating your motherfucking chest talking about you the greatest thing in the world. You the kings and queens and gods and goddesses and all that bullshit you be talking about. It's doing nothing. You sit here and say you gods and goddesses, kings and queens, drape yourself in a flag, go pop your firecrackers and still worship them like they are. You calling yourself something, but you treat them like they are. It doesn't even make any sense. I don't want you niggas to be telling me that you guys and goddesses unless you're going to treat yourself like you are. But instead, you treat the caves like they are. And when you going to stop? Sure, you can dance. You can jump higher than them. Run faster than them. So the fuck what? Why the fuck are you hanging your hat on that? You're more beautiful than them? You are. I believe you. Look, I'm not taking none of this away from you, but prove it. Like what the fuck? Stop worshiping them then. Like if you telling me that you are the greatest thing in the world, prove it. Worship you like you worship them. Take them off the pedestal. But black folk don't want to do that. That's too radical. Rob, oh man, hell no, I ain't gonna go all the way there with you, Rob. Now I was with you up until you talking about some prove it because we cowards. This goes back to cowardice. Goes back into the thing I was talking to us about cowardice. That's what I'm talking about. Black people got all the brags in the world. I love us. I'm talking about, we'll say I love us off of a fucking TikTok video. Somebody do some transitions with some clothes. Like I snap my finger, my clothes change. Like, hold on. Because I was really trying not to be. I was trying to really keep this shit serious as fuck. I'm still serious. Black folk will be on TikTok, snapping their fingers, changing their clothes, jumping into shoes and all types of outfits and shit. I love us. And this is how I know we not the same. I don't even know. Sometimes, let me be honest with y'all. And this is me really opening myself up to y'all. I don't be feeling like I belong a lot of times. Because I don't understand us. Whereas I could snap my fingers, transition, do some dance, that they got, maybe we doing some dance, little African dance or any type of dance. Black folk, I love us. I do too. But not for this. Like, this ain't what it's for. It's more so that I'm in love with the idea that we will at some point take these fucking caves down off this pedestal. They don't deserve to be there. They've done nothing to deserve your respect and honor at all. And the stuff we brag about is dumb. If you are a god, if you are a goddess, prove it. If you are a king, if you are a queen, prove it. Because to me, you treat yourself like shit, and you treat the caves like they are gods and goddesses, like they are kings and queens. And you can talk all the shit you want about them not washing their ass, them not being able to dance. You can call them Mayo this, you can call them Karens and Brads and Beckys. You can talk all this little stupid shit you want to, but they the ones you worship. How? How? You love us for twerking? How? How is that? I don't, let me tell y'all, I don't get us. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. That's sad. Sigweed Media, and I could be fucking your name up. I know you've been here before, so mad love to you. I know I've seen you in here before. Says some countries in Africa can't even buy or make high-powered weapons because the caves don't allow it. It's sad. It's not only sad, it's diabolical. We're talking about the richest continent in the world. Some of the smartest people in the world. And they have to be allowed to do certain things. That's ridiculous, man. But we gods. We as gods and goddesses, though. Our melanin has superpower. That's what we'll say. Our melanin got superpower. Prove it. Because we believe that impressing the caves is our life's mission. That's it. I mean, that's, if you can just do that, that's a black man or woman, that's their life, to impress the caves. If you can make them stand up and give you a standing ovation, you made it. Now, normally you're not going to get this type of standing ovation unless you're entertaining them in some type of way. Whether you're a comedian, a singer, dancer, athlete, whatever, you have to be doing some form of entertainment. That's all we want, is to impress them. That's it. That's all. Uh-oh. Wait. Hold on now. Hold on. Where you going? Sweet, what you talking about? Say, yeah, Mr. Rob, I'm just going to leave this community because it's just goddamn embarrassing at this point. When I'm through with school, I'm leaving. I'm sick of this shit, and that's on period. Where is you going, Sweets? Don't you look. Don't you have no goddamn secret stashed away place? You got you a little UFO somewhere, and you just gonna leave? Like, what the fuck? What you ain't gonna tell us where you going? Don't do that. No, that's not how we do. We share. This is B123. We share. You don't just be leaving and don't tell nobody where the fuck. You got a hideaway. Where is it? Put me up on no. Don't do this, Sweets. Listen, don't do it. Don't do that. Look, that's selfish and self-centered, and black folk got to stick together. Don't you be having no secret place and don't want to tell nobody where it is. Okay, at least DM me. Okay, at least do that. That's the least you can do. Email me or something. Don't just leave, because that ain't right. That's not how we do at B123. Don't do that. Right. Mystic. That's what I'm saying. Said just thinking the same thing earlier. We are God's thing. We have allowed these people to make us fools out of us globally, globally, but we God's exactly. It makes no sense. I'm telling you, it makes no sense whatsoever. It blows my mind. I understand black people saying certain things to keep our confidence up and keeping our spirits going. But it's like, come prove it. Come on, yo. Prove it. How the hell we let them do all this? And we still look at them as the moral authority. They are the higher power. Like, how is that possible if you a god or goddess? How is it possible? Oh, no. Sweets don't know. Well, there you go. There go black folk for you right there. That's fucked up, Sweets. It's cool, though. It's cool. Say, hell no, I ain't gonna say nothing. And fuck all y'all. There you have it right there. That's some sad shit right there. It's sad, man. That's sad right there. That's fucked up, Sweets. That's the individualistic mindset that Dr. Amos Wilson talked about there a lot. Dr. Amos talked about that. But hey, ain't no hating on me. I'm not gonna hate on you, rather. Ain't no hate gonna come from me. It's fake confidence, Mike. That's what it is. Mike said we just say that type shit as a mind fuck. It's fake confidence. Ain't no way in the world a guy got an American flag on. Guys and goddesses ain't doing that. Because you the world. You the whole thing, right? Guys and goddesses. You the whole thing. You're not gonna drape yourself in no American flag talking about no guys and goddesses. You ain't gonna talk like that. You're not gonna talk like that. We just be wanting to just be confident and talk that God and goddess shit because it sound good, man. That's all it is. We want to talk that shit because it sound good. It's fake confidence. Is what it is. It's fake confidence. It's fake confidence. Don't say too much, Mystic. Guys would have never allowed themselves to be conquered to begin with. And then how the hell are we in this day and age? And we don't even want to say nothing. We talking about words. We ain't even talking about, doing just conquering the whole world. We ain't even talking about that. We talking about having the bravery in the heart to speak the truth without being afraid to make white folk mad. How is that possible? How is that possible? We don't even have the bravery to speak truth. Post on social media truth. We can't even do that. We can't even stand down. I don't know if y'all can hear them now. They still going ham out there with these motherfucking firecrackers. We don't even stand down. Guys and goddesses, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. And that's not me trying to take a shot or try to belittle black people, because I believe we are great. And that's a part of my disappointment to see us conducting ourselves this way. All the great people that gave their life to this shit, and we still here, debating on whether systemic racism is even a thing. Like, we're debating on America, 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up in corporate. We're debating about it still. Shouldn't be a fucking debate. Shouldn't be a debate. Doesn't make any sense. It should not be a debate. Should not be something you're ashamed of. To say America is racist as fuck, built on racism, and the racism is still here. It is what it is. I mean, I get into the silliest conversations with black people. The silliest. Jack, hey. And it ain't even hard to piss him off. I'm gonna tell you what made this shit so crazy, Jack. I'm gonna tell you this. Because Jack said at this point, we should be, I think he meant pissing. We should be pissing racist white people off deliberately. I'm gonna tell you what makes it so interesting. when you stand on truth, these caves, they don't even be mad. Brother, they don't even be mad. Because I do it all the time. They know, at least, no, I'll say this. If they go home and be mad, fine. But in your face, they don't even say nothing. They don't say shit. Now, I believe if enough of us, then I think they would get pissed because then they'd be losing their power. Then they would look around and black folks say, okay, they're not treating us like guys no more. What are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? I think that would piss them off. But I'm telling you, I deal with caves all the time. They're everywhere. And I don't bite my tongue or nothing like that. Now, again, I'm not just walking up, smacking the shit out of them, spitting on them. But if you bring some conversation to me, let's say you see this hat or the type of shirts I wear, you have a comment about it, or we can get it in. They don't be mad. They leave. Here's a black man that I can't talk too crazy. I can't just say no silly ass shit like we all bleed red, we all human, and all this other extra bullshit. I can't talk like that to him. They end up actually, not saying you're looking for the respect of the case, but they end up actually respecting you more when you stand up for yourself. They respect you more when you stand up for yourself. They respect you. Not saying you looking for that or that you want that, but that's the response I get. I don't have issue with caves out here. Ain't no caves run up on me saying no crazy shit. Like, no. And I'm talking about I'm out here at all times. Nothing. If they want to debate, we can debate. We can get it all the way in. I've even explained to a cave why I call them cave to their face. They said, oh, well, I guess that does make sense. There's nothing they can do. Like, you don't get to tell me you came from the Caucasus Mountains and you came from the caves and then get mad at the word caves. You don't get to. You don't get to be offended by that. You see what I'm saying? They respect. It's a respect, man. It's a respect. It's respect. It's respect. Say what? Tyrone says, do you vote Trump for president or bring back Obama? I say charge both the motherfuckers as criminals that they are for running a criminal enterprise known as America. 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up, Incorporated. Anybody that's working for them should be brought up on charges. It is what it is. I don't vote for none of these motherfuckers. I have no representative in America, or at least none that I've seen in my lifetime. I don't have any representation, so there's nobody I can vote for. It's impossible for me to vote. A lot of people look at the voting thing like, well, you don't know enough, you don't vote. Your ancestors died for the right to vote. Well, I don't have anybody to vote for. There is never a candidate that represents me, represents my interests, because I thought that's what the voting was about. You vote for someone who is in alignment with your interest. There is no one. There is no one, and no one will be presented. This is a criminal enterprise, and therefore anybody that comes to try to represent this criminal enterprise is anti-black and pro-capitalism, and therefore they do not support my interest, and therefore I don't have anybody that I can vote for. So, you know, what can I do? Not my fault. Nothing I can do. It ain't my fault they don't present anybody that I can vote for. Because a lot of people get mad at you for that. You don't vote. Who am I supposed to vote for, motherfucker? Who? I'm this person. Who do I vote for? Who do I vote for? Anybody gonna get on there and tell the truth? Call America out for being a plutocracy, an oligarch? Call out lobbying? Call out big farm? Destroy big oil? Anybody gonna do that work? No? Okay. There's nobody I can vote for. Not my fault they're not presenting a candidate I can vote for. That's their fault. That voting shit be having our minds, because we feel like that's a path to liberation, and it's not. So it be having us fucked up. It gives us something to, it goes back into that whole, the proud of being an American thing, because of the so-called democratic process. Some people will, some people will brag about this democracy. I don't know it as such. Therefore, I'm not going to brag about it as such. You see what I'm saying? And I know that the voting process is trash. I know it's trash. The things that hold the most power are generally appointed, like your Supreme Court justices, like your Electoral College. These are appointments. They don't ask you to vote for them, do they? So anybody asking you to vote for, what you must know is you in a lose-lose situation, or they wouldn't even be asking you. Be honest. They wouldn't even be asking you. You in a lose. They done gave you a lose-lose situation, and say which one. The things that they, when they make these appointments, when they appoint certain people based on whoever they deem, whoever they like, they don't ask you to vote for those things. They don't even care about your opinion on those things. You just show up and this person is representing you. See? It is what it is. Justin says exactly. We basically a republic. I don't think we're a republic. I think we are an oligarchy and a plutocracy. That's what I think we are. Right, Mike. Listen, Mike. Mike said it always baffled me. Y'all really believe y'all can overthrow a system using the method that said system provided for you? Mike, you see what I'm saying? It doesn't. Your guess would be as good as mine as to why we really believe that, but we continue to believe, especially now with the Roe v. Wade shit getting overturned. Now they're trying to tell people to flood, go out to the, vote and get these people out of here. Like, man, y'all always trying to create an urgency to vote. Once they see people's, would be faith in voting dwindling some, they always trying to present this urgency, this reason, this need to go out here and flood these polls and get these people out and bring new corrupt motherfuckers in. And it's like, and we ain't tired of the game yet. We're not tired of the game yet. Oh, we talked about that. Alonzo said, Robert, it's the other black people that justifies getting killed. Absolutely. Justify the fuck out of it. It's sad, man. It's shameless and sad. You would think that, the great liberators or the great orators that we had, you would think they never existed. If you just look at the state of people, you would never know a Malcolm X came out. You would never know a John Henry Clark ever existed. You would never know a Dr. Francis Cress Welsing ever existed. You would never know Dr. Amos Wilson ever existed. Fannie Lou Hamer ever existed. You would never know these people even existed. If you look at the state of people, just how we are, you would never know. You would think that none of these people could have ever existed. The countless books that have been written, you would think they didn't even exist, because black people do shit that don't make no motherfucking sense, like justify us being murdered. It makes no sense. None. You would think none of these people exist. But they did. Gave their life to it. And here we are. Popping fireworks. History had been broke down already. Popping fireworks, meanwhile, you could end up getting 60 at a traffic stop. They still pathologizing you. Big scary black man. I was scared for my life. Meanwhile, the caves is knocking off, they the mass shooters. Why the fuck ain't you scared for your life when you stop a white man? That's how you know it's a lie. Because it doesn't make logical sense. If you're going to be afraid that somebody going to pop off and murder you and you a cop, you would think it'd be the motherfuckers just sitting around doing the mass shootings. But no. It's just black folk. That's how you know it's a lie. It's a lie. And they perpetuate that lie. And we help them perpetuate this lie. It's a fucking lie. If you're going to be scared for your life, you might want to be fearful of the serial killers, the mass shooters. If you look into who makes up the serial killers and mass shooters, the great majority of them are white men. White men. And this isn't hotepping. This is fact. So you know it's a lie. You know it's a motherfucking lie. When they come out here and justify killing you because they were scared for their life. But the white man with the AR-15, assault rifles, or whatever the fuck they got, they apprehend them without killing them. It makes no sense. Black people need to really, really pay attention and focus, because it's hypocrisy. This boy said debate the caves. Boy, you done missed some shows. Taking a dump. Okay, this is probably not even a real. You sound like a broken record. Just debate the phase. Debate the caves and turn this shit up. I mean, I've done that several times. You must be new around here, man. It's just, you must be new. If you like the hat is on the website. Links in the description boxes on my Spreadshirt website. If you like the hat, you want to get you one. You gotta have heart to wear it though. Gotta have heart. That heart gotta be B123. But yeah, the debate the caves. I've done it here. I've been doing this shit for a while. I don't know how new you are here. The caves ain't got. I mean, I do it in real life. Like it ain't got nothing to say to me. What they gonna say? What they gonna say? What they gonna say? What are they going to say to me? What would you have to say to me? Let me tell you what's funny about this. Nobody ever tells a politician they sound like a broken record. Politicians get to get out here and get on TV and promise niggas, or hell, not even just black folk, just everybody jobs and, you know, all this other extra shit. When it comes to black facts, when it comes to black pride, then somebody may come around and say, well, you sound like a broken record. You don't say it to the pastor. You don't say it to the doctors. You don't say it to the politicians. Don't nobody say it to nobody else. Every Sunday, the pastor can say the same fucking thing. Same thing the pastor can read. Same book. Same. I'm talking about for decades. But okay. Okay. If I sound like a broken record, it's a classic. I'll say that. Y'all know I'm gonna be calling music. It should be classic. This is a classic album. This shit I'm talking about. This shit is a classic. A whole classic right here. A whole fucking classic. 5 mics. I'm gonna take it back. Some of y'all don't remember that shit. 5 mics. Classic. Ain't nobody fucking. As far as debating goes, like they deleted it. Cloud 8 say you need to re-upload all your videos from 2012 to 2016. Most hidden gems of your content, very revolutionary. YouTube got rid of my content. They got rid of all of that. It's here though. It's here though. They got rid of all that. They got rid of it. Oh boy, here we go. Cheris Parrott says, so what do you and other black men plan to do collectively about police killings other than make videos? I wasn't making a video to, I guess I'll say, about the police killing. That wasn't what this video was about. I said very clearly, I'm not on here to cry about it. I'm here to try to get black people to wake up. I'm not saying that's going to stop the cops from killing our people, but we can most definitely start with boycotting some of the things that we are a part of. And I can't necessarily, I can do it. I am doing it. But I can't make other people do it. See, these are one of them silly ass questions that that people will ask. And I understand the asking of the question, but I can do it myself. I'm trying to get black people to see the relevancy in sitting this down, in telling the truth, in not sitting around here bragging about stupid shit, in black men and women not fighting and arguing amongst each other all the time. I'm trying to get black people to even see the relevancy in that. I'm at the bottom. I'm doing that. You see what I'm saying? Because you telling me what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. But you asking me to speak on a collective. I can't speak on a collective because collective of black people are coons. Like this is what we're trying to get. You can't really do much with these people until you get their mind out of the coon mindset. There's nothing that's going to be done, which is why we're still here. That's just all it is to it. It's not my fault. I wish it wasn't like that. I wish it wasn't like that. But it is. It is. It is. I know. I know it's sarcastic. I know she's here to antagonize. I'm sure she probably calls herself a feminist. I'm sure she believes she's dropping bars. I'm sure she believes all of that. I'm sure. But it's okay. It's okay. It is okay. It's sad though. That's the divide though. You see, not we gonna go deal with this together because it can happen to either one of us. It happens to our people. We can stand up, boycott, show that we're intelligent, show that we are interested in liberation. We're not interested in liberation. We have no interest at all. We're not interested in it at all. So my job, my parts, I can't speak on the collective of what black men and black women even are doing, black people, but I can try to help us see how our mindsets contributes, how worship in the caves, how it contributes to the injustice that we receive out here. Because you can't stop a murderer from murdering. The second part of that is this justice system. That's the second part of it. That justice system. That system that we continue to feed money into, that we continue to feed our energy into, that we continue to drape ourselves in this cloak of America. I'm trying to make us see how irrelevant that is, how dumb and stupid that is. That's really all you can do. I wish I had mind control. You think if I had them stones that Thanos had, and I could just do that and just change, I wouldn't even want to get rid of niggas. It ain't even about making niggas disappear. Some people be saying shit I want to get rid of, knock off. No. I just want niggas to stop cooning. If I just had the stones, I could just do that and no coons. Then we can get some work done. That's what I believe. Then we can get some work done. I don't even want to wipe niggas out. Just see if I can't Thanos that shit. And just the coons and the mindset, just change it. That's what we have to start with. It don't matter. Look, y'all can march. Y'all can protest. We can do that shit. Just like you said, we can get on here and talk about the shit. But until black people find relevancy in liberation, It's going to be tough for our people, period. Because we don't think it's relevant. Because we still believe popping fireworks is relevant on the 4th of July. Buying heart candy is relevant on Valentine's Day. The Easter dress or clothing, that's relevant on Easter, going to church. We haven't found that Black liberation is relevant yet. We just ain't found it. And that's what I'm trying to help us find it. You know. So, whoever you are, hopefully, if you're just here to troll, you'll take time out to watch other live streams, see some of the things. The ideas I have, Black folk ain't really trying to fuck with them, but I come here to energize my people, to energize B123, because we need a good word every once in a while. We need a good word every once in a while, man. We need to fellowship every once in a while, and that's what I come here and do. If you don't fuck with that, I really don't fuck with you. And I'm trying to be a whole lot, cooler, nicer to people and shit like that. I be trying to be cool because I really want Black people to stop cooning. I really do. But we don't have interest in that. We're more interested in the rapture. We're more interested in standing in lines, getting a voting sticker. We're more interested in marching and protesting. We're more interested in other things that have been proven that don't work. Things that don't work. Brother Jordan says most Black folk are still on the religious and political train. It is hard to form an alliance with those who still believe in praying and voting. The way I have impression, I was just, I guess as you was typing it, I was saying it. Exactly. What the fuck I supposed to do about that? How do I stop Black people from believing that voting matters and that waiting on a rapture is completely irrelevant? How? How the fuck do I do that? How? I'm open to ideas. Somebody tell me. I try to chill, man. It's like they want me to go back, yo. I feel like they want me to go back. Pyro. Pyro said, yeah, 2015 ride was ethering motherfuckers. Like, I feel like they want me to go back. I swear, man. I feel like people want me to go back to going in on motherfuckers. I'm trying to goddamn grow and mature and shit. But it's hard. It can be difficult. I think I've done a lot of growth in these years. Y'all not seeing any stagnation. I'm trying to grow, trying not to waste a whole lot of time, but it's like motherfuckers want you to go back, man. They want you to go back. They want you to go back, man. But I'm growing. So if you're dealing with somebody that's the same person they are now that was in 2015, you might want to rethink who you're following. You might want to rethink who you're dealing with. You might want to rethink all of that shit. You might want to. Because if they're not growing, and if they look at out here in the world, and the world is still, Black folks still operating that way, then you have to change your approach. You have to change some of the things you're doing. You have to mature yourself. You have no choice. It's still in me. Don't get it fucked up. It's still in me. Okay? I can cuss a motherfucker clean, smooth out. And we might have motherfuckers laughing at your ass too. But I've grown. I've grown over the years. I've grown over the years. I don't think nobody fucking with me right now. There's nothing to even debate. There's nothing to debate. You come on here and tell me I'm lying, then we can talk then. But if you're not telling me I'm lying, what is there to talk about? That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Come tell me I'm lying. Oh, don't worry. I'm not gonna go back. Y'all don't worry about that. Yeah, I said no. Don't go back. Don't worry. I'm not like a lot of these people on YouTube, man. They go backwards just to make money and shit like this. I done told you I don't do this for money, so don't worry about that. I'm gonna keep growing. It's still in me, you know. I can get it in with the best of them. It's still there, but I'm into showing people that you can exist as a proud Black B123 representative of that every day, all day, online, offline. I'm just here to show that, to give the example that maybe somebody else will look and say, well, maybe I can do it too. Maybe I don't have to be a fucking coon when white folks show up and then go home and be pro-Black behind closed doors. Maybe I can do it too. Rob pulling it off. Why not? Maybe I can teach my kids too. You know, I'm just here to show that. But shit, man, listen. Man, listen. I'm not, there's nothing to debate. And that's really, you know, where I'm at with it. Anybody that want to debate me, let me know. I got an email address. I ain't hiding from nobody. You can hit me up. You wanted to debate some shit. You feel like I done said some shit that's crazy or left field, or, you know, you have something that I'm saying that's throwing you the fuck off, then we can talk about it. We can talk about it, most definitely. We can debate it, most definitely. Whoa, let's calm down, Mr. Stank. Let's calm down, because that's not, you know, that's not. You said slap these caves. Like, come on, bro. That's unnecessary. Like, that's unnecessary. We still get sitting on caves. Ain't no caves here. If there was a cave, look, put a B123 in the chat if you've been here when a cave came through and said some wild shit. Put a B123 in the chat. What did I do? I showed everybody how to deal with them. I showed everybody. No dicks need to be pulled out. Keep the dick put away. I can keep it put away. You know, anytime a cave come here and says something reckless, I destroy him. That's what I do. And I'm showing my people, this is how you destroy a cave. Get them into a fucking corner. Box them in to where they cannot say anything about what you're saying. They cannot tell you that you learned. I do that shit here. Just ain't no cave showing up. And I'm fine with that. I would say thank God, but the motherfucker ain't real. So ain't no caves even showing up. B123 showing up over here. Random trolls every once in a while. You'll have some, you know, Black man hating bitch might come show up every once in a while, or some coon ass nigga that love cave pussy. We get it in on all of them. This is what we do. This is what we do. This is what we do over here. There's nothing to debate. There is nothing. Like, mad love to you, Leticia. Mad love. Leticia said, I don't think anyone can debate you and win. Mad love. There's not even, I'm not even saying nothing. There's nothing to debate. That's how I feel. There ain't nothing here to debate. There can be something that somebody mad. Oh, he called me a coon. Well, you can be mad about that. But there ain't nothing to debate. For real shit. There ain't nothing to debate. And like I said, anybody that want to debate me can debate me. Let me just throw that out there. Anybody that won't smoke or whatever, it's the 4th of July. I'm not popping no fireworks. I ain't gonna pop no fireworks or nothing. But if you want some smoke, goddamn it, come on. Where you at? Come on. Where you at? Coon free. That's a wish. That's a genie in a bottle. Poetic Slim said, Rob, your next t-shirt should be coon free instead of for real instead of drug free. Boy, I wish I was coon free. Boy, I'm coon free. As the what's that little what's that one gay dude? that be on talking about he delivered. That little gay motherfucker. I am coon free that way. Ain't no coon in me. I'm delivered as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Delivered AF. Like, I'm coon free. But come on, anybody want to debate me right now? Come on. If you want to set it up for another time, come on. It just don't matter. It don't matter. Like if that's what the people want, come on, send them. Where they at? Y'all tell me where they at. Send them over here. What on this? And I've been live for over 2 hours because I had time to spend with y'all, right? What's been said on this live that's debatable? I'll look in the comments. What's debatable? Some of them shit sound like gunshots. You know, motherfucker be busting their guns in the air and shit too. That's what J1 says, Andrew. Yeah, I'm that coon shit. I'm delivered for real. Goddamn it, ain't none of that shit going on over here. Anything somebody feel like is debatable. Some people saying they just got here. Okay, that's fair. Then you watch the playback, and if you feel like you want to debate, email me. Miss Joe said you can still cuss as hard as 2016. Oh, well, as far as profanity is concerned, it's my, second language, if you will. I'm bilingual. I can put that shit together pretty good. Not gonna lie. I can put it together. I can put it together pretty good. Ryan, that's a good point. Ignorant niggas ain't watching pro-black channels. I don't think this probably ain't the channel. I'm not smoking. This is a black and mild. Listen to me. You're not going to accuse me of getting high. Okay, I got my CDLs. You're not going to see me smoking weed or smoking anything other than a black and mild on camera. You won't see it. I didn't say I was a dumb nigga. I'm not dumb. I got my CDLs, and hell, I just did a rando. I had a rando like last week. Had a random drug test last week. Had a rando. Ain't even gonna tell you how I passed it. Right now, we'll just say I was in the clear. Okay, I was in the clear. Made sure I was in the clear. All right. Don't ask me how, but just know I'm not going to be smoking, because some of y'all saying it's legal here. Let me tell you something. This is just a random little truck driving. I should start doing trucker videos because I got so much information, but this is just random. It don't matter if it's legal in your state to smoke weed. If you have a CDL, you cannot smoke weed because it's not legal on a federal level. Doesn't matter. You can live in fucking Colorado. You're a truck driver. You cannot sit around and get high because it's not legal federally. Don't matter about your state. It's fucked up. I know, right? It's fucked up, but you cannot do it. It don't matter. It don't matter. You can't do it. It has to be legal federally before you can sit around getting fucked up when you have a CDL. So that's just a little information real quick. Yeah, you're right, Pyro. I got a lot of information, especially considering the kind of trucks I drive. I be seeing people do trucker videos, but it's more dry vans and reefers. I very rarely I don't see a lot of flatbeds, but I drive pneumatic tanks. So I don't really see a lot of, I see some tanker, like the people who do the gas, they may move gas. A lot of, some people move water. So I see some of the tankers, some of the, you know, corrosive liquids and things like that. But as far as tankers are concerned, I don't see pneumonic tanks being dealt with a lot. I don't see pneumonics a whole lot. I don't see that. I don't see a lot of pneumonics. And that's a different skill set. That's a whole different skill set, because it just requires, you're not just bumping docks. It requires some work. It requires some work and some skill, and know what the fuck you're doing, or you will fuck yourself up. You will. But I deal with pneumonic tanks. I don't feel, hey, Stank, I don't feel no type of way about passport bros. Let them motherfuckers run overseas and get whatever the fuck they want. And I feel no type of way about black men that are calling themselves going to get women from overseas. I don't feel nothing about that. Or going overseas, I feel nothing. Nothing. I would only feel some type of way is if didn't they open their fucking mouth to sit here and say that, well, you know, all the black women in America is trash as fuck. I'm going somewhere else to get one. That's bullshit. If they haven't found success over here, a lot of them ain't going to find success anywhere else either. That's the truth they don't want to tell. But nonetheless, you know, I don't feel no type of way. SYSBM, you know, do whatever they got to do. Do whatever they got to do. For real. Now, they get on here cooning, then we may have, you know, that's a different situation. Winston says, I'm a middle-aged white dude. Okay, so you're a cave. Do you have something that you want to say? Bitch Joe, you wild. Bitch Joe said, Rob, you get that call, you pregnant. You know what happened. Hey, chill out. Joe, chill out. I got sons. Shit, I got sons. Live right here at the house. I ain't got to do that. I didn't see it. Ryan said he already said something. What he got? Oh, he typed a huge paragraph. What he got? Where he at? Oh, okay. So, okay, Winston. Winston says, I watched some of the playback. I totally agree with the vast majority of these mass shootings are committed by white dudes. It wasn't something that you would necessarily have to agree with. It's not an opinion. But nonetheless, I totally agree with the vast majority of these mass shootings are committed by white dudes, and it also has a lot to do with the fact that we won't pathologize ourselves. There you go. There you go. Ain't nothing. Listen, if a cave get on here and be mad, then you just have to assume that they just ignoring facts, or they just don't like hearing black people speak facts or something like that. There ain't nothing going on fucked up. It is what it is. It is what it is. We have to understand that the caves in this country, whether it be cave media, cave psychologists, because they have an entire DSM written out. They've been studying the mind for a long time. They refuse to pathologize themselves. Therefore, they're willing to sacrifice their own people, villainize black people, and continue to act like this is just some long gum. He had a rough childhood or whatever. But if a rough childhood or a dysfunctional childhood was a marker of a mass shooter, then that would mean that it will be a lot of black people out here who grow up in impoverished areas, a lot of fathers being locked away. So impoverished, locked away, well, that's a tough childhood. So then why most of the mass shooters black? This is very simple. There's nothing to it. Ain't nothing that anybody can sit around and argue with about that. Anybody that would be a white person that would sit here and deny those facts. They in denial. Cognitive dissonance. You can't deny those facts. You can't deny those facts. We're dealing with a very violent group, and they've been this way. This is not a new, well, since the pandemic, these white men have gotten by. No. Since they started keeping record of who they were, they've been this way. Those are just facts. It is what it is. Period. I don't give a damn if you go all the way back to the Crusades. You can come up some to the Dark Age. You can keep going to the colonization. You can keep going on and on and on up. They've been that way. They've been that way. They've been that way. It just is what it is. Raven Hood says we have to disagree. On what point? Here we go. Let's get it in. Raven Hood, on what point? You can't just say we have to disagree. You have to tell me on what point that you disagree with. Right. It just, listen. I'm going to tell you, it's so diabolical. Even when the white folk was living just around white folk, I'm going to tell you how they gave you a piece of it. Everybody was loving Game of Thrones. Y'all remember that? What you saw was white kingdoms that can't even chill. They have no chill, even when they with amongst themselves. Even though that was supposed to be a depiction of fiction. If you look at the cave pathology, look at their pathology, they will murder themselves. You can just look at their behavior throughout history. The Crusades, them going to war with themselves during the Dark Ages, they're never content. They always have to be fighting and killing. That's what they are. That's what they do. The only thing that was added is instead of a shield and a sword, well, now they got ARs and shit. They got guns because they made sure they put a lot of stock into that gun because they knew they could use that tool to colonize and commit acts of genocide against people for years to come. And they're still doing it to this very day, even if it's to themselves. Typically, you're not going to have a situation like you had up in Buffalo where they come down to black areas and murder 20 black people. They'll go to one of their concerts and murder 50. Murder 50. At some point, somebody has to look at that like, well, that is kind of, it's kind of fucked up. But it just is what it is. So because the media pathologized black people, the psychologists pathologize black people, the people in white coats pathologize black people, nobody in this entire system pathologizes white people. They refuse to do it. It don't matter if they come from a 2-parent household. That don't matter. That's been shown and been proven. They still producing serial killers in 2-parent households, still producing mass shooters in 2-parent households. So then what? But I would like to know what you disagree with. I would like to know. You let me know what part of what I'm saying you disagree with. I'll wait. You let me know. I'm going to tell you what's interesting to me about white people is they'll deny these things even though it's their children. It be their kids. You tell me why isn't there extra security at white schools? Tell me why. When mass shooters, generally speaking, are going to be white, why isn't there extra security at the schools? Why is the cops at the black schools? Why is the metal detectors at the black schools? This society and its inhabitants are in such denial, they're willing to sacrifice the lives of even their own children. It is what it is. You would think with the amount of mass shootings, and particularly at these white schools, there'd be metal detectors and security all day long. But they won't pathologize themselves like that. So, metal detectors at black schools, urban areas, security guards at black schools. That doesn't make any fucking sense. It makes no sense. But they rather pathologize me, rather pathologize black people than even take the time out to protect their own children. And now, like we said with the Roe v. Wade, now they're going to force more children to be born More children that they aren't going to protect. More people that they aren't going to protect because they refuse to pathologize themselves. They want they want white women to lock their doors when they see me. But when Jeffrey Dahmer shows up, these white women sitting ducks. These motherfuckers will run off and kill 20 of them because they're not suspicious of them. They won't pathologize themselves even to their own detriment, even to save their own lives. When Bundy shows up, she's not going to lock that door because they taught him to fear me. Because I want to rob him. I want to rape him. Meanwhile, the white man can run off 20. Meanwhile. So, Raven, what you got? Where you at? Let me see what you got right here. Raven says you don't want more black babies. This wasn't about black people and babies. If you believe that Roe v. Wade being overturned was about black people, then you probably the same type person that believe welfare is also about black people. It's not. It has nothing to do with black people. These white people, the caves out here, know that they are at a modest birth rate. They're not replenishing their population like they should. Therefore, the caveman, the diabolical motherfucker that he is going to force his women to have these children. That ain't got nothing to do with black folk. It ain't for us. It ain't for us, Raven. If you thought that, then you didn't study the white man. Even though you told me you was white, you might want to study your people. Got nothing to do with us. This ain't got nothing to do with black folk. It's the caves trying to save themselves. You think that's about black folk, then you're wrong. You're wrong and you're delusional. That ain't got nothing to do with black babies. This society ain't never gave a fuck about black babies, and you should know that. You know that. Black folk, or the white man said that he was going to be a minority by the year 2050. Once he said that, and once that was reported, because this was reported on national news, that reporting signaled off to the so-called powers that be, and they went and they come down here and they make these laws to make sure that they're not a minority in this country by the year 2050. That's what it's all about. They want to make sure that most of the workers, CEOs, managers, and the higher-ups at these jobs and in these jobs, they want to have the biggest and largest population in the workforce. Because if you have the largest population in the workforce, that's how you control an entire nation. You control the workforce. And the white man, nor his mama, wants to see themselves lose that power, having the majority of people in the workforce. They don't want to lose that. The majority of the CEOs and, CFOs and all this little shit they come up with, they don't want to lose that power. So they're going to force white women to have their children. That's all it is to it. Even, as some of them even said, with rape and incest. So you know it's some diabolical shit going on. And if you can't see something is wrong with a motherfucker that will sit here and say they're going to force a woman who has been, even whether it's incest or rape, to have a baby anyway, knowing damn well that the motherfucking foster care system is full of children already, you have to see that something is wrong. Not only are you a mass shooter, these white men are willing to make these laws that don't even make no damn sense and won't nobody sit around and pathologize them. They will deem them some of the most educated, some of the smartest. They got the scientists, all this shit. They got all that, and they still sitting around here, not even looking at what's going on in reality. They're worried about preserving their race. That's their concern. Now, I'm not going to say there's a flaw in that being their concern, but this didn't have shit to do with black babies at all. At all. Ain't that something? Let me tell you what's interesting. I'm going to highlight this. Grow Lansing says more black people are aborted every year than born in America. Isn't that something? That regardless of this fact, their numbers are still dwindling faster than ours? Isn't that something? That's amazing. More black people being aborted than born. But still the white man and his mama are the ones that mind his birth rate. I've seen some black people call it trauma. Or not trauma. I've seen some black people call it karma. I don't believe in karma. But I've seen some black people say it's karma. No. Don't get it confused. Raven, I'm not triggered. I have nothing to be triggered about. Like, I have nothing to be triggered about. This is information that may be new to you. I have nothing to be triggered about. Nothing. I'm good. This is light work, if you will. It is what it is. This ain't nothing to be. Girl Lansing says, you're not triggered. Look at your hat. This isn't. This is a challenge to answer the question. As you can see, question marks. It's a challenge. It's a challenge for you. Okay, here we go. They in here now. I'm a walking symbol of victimhood. But if you ever saw me, you would never think that. See, you just saying shit now. What about what I'm saying has anything to do with victimhood? They forcing white bitches to have children. They're the ones out in the streets crying right now. Them bitches are a walking symbol of victimhood. White children are being gunned down at these schools. Raven Hood says it's backwards. I can't see it. What's backwards? It says America great, ? When? It's a question. Don't block them. Jordan, don't block them. Don't block them. We was just talking about this earlier. I'm here for it. Don't block them. Don't block them. I'm here for it. Answer the question. America great. When? When? How is this hat victimhood? It's a question. It's a challenge. Tell me when. Are we cooking now? We cooking. Answer the question. I see no answers. Somebody tell me when America was great. I don't know. It's like an exercise to me. As soon as they come in here, y'all know we gonna get it in. The cave show up, we can get it in. Yeah, unblock him, Jordan. He can come on in here. Answer the question, Raven. You can answer it. Anybody can answer this. Anybody in the comment section can answer this question. When? When? Show me. I'm looking. I'm looking. When? When? And the funny thing about it is, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. Look at this. America is great right now. Says who? Y'all just have no perspective of history. The poorest blacks in America have more material worth than kings of 150 years ago. They didn't have running water. See, I'm gonna show y'all something. This is how they try to convolute. To say America is great right now. Meanwhile, you know, again, I'm imagining that Grow Lansing is a cave. They're out here getting gunned down, full-blown gunned down by their own people. Y'all are seeing what they're calling inflation, which we talked about here. Inflation is an imaginary term that these motherfuckers came up with to justify raising prices on people that are working class people, which should be illegal, should be a charge for it. What are you talking about? You're out here, you got people out here crying about gas right now. People out here crying about the price of goods and services raising right now, but the price of the wages aren't raising with them. That's not me. You even got white folk arguing about that. White people making that claim. So what are you talking about? America great right now? How? And particularly if you black, which I know you're not, but what you're seeing is the privatized prison complex. How is that a great system? Big farm. No universal health care. They're charging you out the motherfucking ass just to get medications. Great. When? How? What are you talking about? Big oil, which is controlling most of this fucking government, which is why we're still running on fossil fuels, which by now we could have been away from fossil fuels with electric, wind, and even solar power. But they're making so much money. This is an oligarchy. This is a capitalistic system that will put money over human life. How the fuck is that great? That's impossible to be great. Tear up entire ecosystems just to make a couple of dollars. Destroy entire oceans, ecosystem in the ocean, just to make a couple of dollars. How is that great? How? Working class people having to go out here and work 3 and 4 jobs just to make ends meet. Living by yourself is a thing of the fucking past now for most people. How is that great? What are you talking about? What are you saying? Because you see what you did here was you said you made it about black people have more material wealth. What the fuck are you talking about? No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Gas can't produce because Biden policy restrict their production. So you believe Biden is responsible, not the corporation in which he worked for, that is America. How is that possible? All should have been gone. It shouldn't even be something we're solely relying on. We have the technology. We have the science. I've seen people on videos and shit making things run with just water. This ain't got nothing to do with Biden. When gas was $3.50, it was too high. You don't realize it. You don't see it because you stuck in the illusion. Because at one point back in the day, this is before I was even born, gas was, we talking about what, $1, $2 a gallon? We watched it do this over time. It's just still doing this. Now you can make that about Biden, but what you have to do, what you also need to be looking at is America. It's been doing this. It's just still doing it. Nothing changed. It's just still doing it. And we become complacent because now, let's say with gas being, let's say $4.50 a gallon. Once that becomes normalized, that'll be regular. And then people will be mad when it's $8. Then it'll be another big argument. It's been high. It's been raising the whole time. But you know what big oil got? Lobbyists. You know what big oil got or big farm got? Lobbyists. Lobbyists that pay this government to sway laws in their favor, to make the EPA look the other way. That should be illegal. That ain't got nothing to do with Joe Biden. He is a bitch. He ain't worth a fuck. Fine. But this is America. 3 Ks. Don't get this shit fucked up. Incorporated. And you must understand the incorporated. And once you look at America as a business, then you'll understand more about exactly what's going on. They've been telling you it's lobbyists. They say shit to you like inflation. And working class people, we take that shit on the chin. Oh, inflation is high. It's crazy. We'll complain and keep moving. It's illegal. It should be illegal, rather. But in a capitalistic, oligarch, plutocracy that this is, that's normal. Fuck human life. But we're going to force you to have more children, though. Even though you're already struggling to make it out here. Healthcare is not free. At all. Should be. It's not. How then are you not looking at America Incorporated about this? This is an American thing. It is what it is. Oh, man. Girl Lansing says, you're just a pawn for a communist. You're clueless. No one forcing people to spread their legs. That's fair. I'm not arguing nobody's. This ain't even got nothing to do with nobody spreading their legs. You went from you're moving the goalposts every time you make a comment. This ain't got nothing to do with people spreading their legs. Got nothing to do with that. We're talking about the condition of the reality once the baby's born. That's what we're talking about. I would think if America really wanted women to have more kids, they would make it more feasible for women to have more kids. That'd be a feasible situation. I've heard people say they don't even want to birth a baby into this world because it's so fucked up. Because babies are allowed to starve to death. If they don't have adequate insurance or health care, they're allowed to die from sickness. So why then wouldn't you start there? Why would you start with forcing women to have children? Again, I won't argue the fact that ain't nobody being forced to have the children or even become pregnant with the children. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the conditions of the nation in which they will be born. To where that mom, she may be able to take maybe a couple weeks off for maternity leave. She got to take her ass right back to fucking work and then find the money to put that kid in daycare. Nobody wants to talk about those things, though. The condition of life once a child is born. Then what? Then it's fuck them babies. Matter of fact, if they're born in Flint, their water going to be poisoned. As a matter of fact, we won't even make sure that all children have clean drinking water. All children have food to eat. But you forcing women to have children, though. That's not Joe Biden. That's America. That's America. It is what it is. Meanwhile, this country can give millions upon billions of dollars to countries overseas. Don't focus on the infrastructure here. Y'all, man, listen. Boy, listen. Clean drinking water isn't even American. That's not even American. America great. When? Y'all remember what Obama did when he first got into office? I could look at Obama and make it about him. But I make it about America. Incorporated. Bailed out the big banks. They paying for pussy and sniffing cokes off prostitutes on fucking yachts. They get bailed out. An oligarchy, a plutocracy, has nothing to do with who the president is. It just don't. This is America. They say if the banks fail, this nation can't survive. So what they do, bail the banks out. That's what they did. I didn't do that. Now you can call me a communist. You can talk like that, but I'm B123. Call me what I am. Team Rob, B123. Call me what I am. Not no communist. These are just facts. These are just facts. You can go look any of this shit up you want to. They're not even hiding it from you. You ain't gotta dig. It's right there. What they're doing is right there in your face. We talking about a country that still got dairy products on your motherfucking food pyramid. A country that still got cow's milk on your food pyramid. I'm a communist for just calling this shit out. They telling you that you need to give your child cow's milk. Pasteurized, though. Better not get that shit raw. This is the country that you saying, I'm just a communist for talking like this. Like, check yourself, man. Check yourself. You're just a cave that don't want to see the truth. And that's fine. All right, that's fine. It's not specific to you. That boy said, what's wrong with milk? Didn't say nothing was wrong with milk. It shouldn't be on your food pyramid, though. How can you, and this is just, I'm going to try to tap into your common sense. How can something that doesn't come from a human, milk, that you can't just go suck a cow's teeth, because your ass going to be sick as fuck and you might fuck around and die. At best, milk should be a delicacy. Almost like you will see somebody eating escargot. It's on your food pyramid. It's cow's milk. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with milk, but you damn sure better pasteurize it first. Because it's not for human consumption, but it made it into your food pyramid. And if you're asking what's wrong with milk, go drink milk straight from a cow. And let the hospital tell you what was wrong with the goddamn milk. It shouldn't be me having to tell you. The hospital gonna tell you. Come on now. Come on now. It's basic. The hospital gonna tell you, go drink it. It'll tell you. This same country. Great win. At what point? At the beginning? Towards the middle? Now? Like, at what point? It's a simple question. I'm waiting on an answer. I still haven't gotten one. I'm getting called communist. I'm getting told I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but you're not telling me when it was great. Because if you say now, then I ask you to look at what the fuck people are talking about, what people are crying about, what people are saying. How can you then argue that America is great now? How could you make that argument? Even as a cave. Because if you're talking to some working class caves, they won't talk about racism. They're not going to make systemic racism an issue, but they got some issues with this system. They got some issues with this system. It is what it is. The only time the caves feel like America is great is when Black people are constantly being oppressed and they're able to buy homes wherever the fuck they want to. You do that for white folk, no problems. They just don't want to feel the oppression. They don't want it to touch them. Most people would argue that the 1950s is when America was great. Now, this guy didn't do that. He said now, which, I mean, most people argue the 1950s. This is most caves will argue the 1950s. This is back when they was buying houses, getting loans from banks, doing it big. White picket fence, dog, the American dream was attainable. Because they could just do, they was able to buy land or buy homes and things like that, all willy-nilly. That shit got fucked up. That housing bubble popped, did it not? We saw the housing crisis happen, right? I mean, we were here for this. The housing crisis. This is when the banks was fucking off the money and Obama bailed them out. Yeah. So most people will argue the 50s. During the 50s, this was at a time where black people were being completely discriminated against in every way whatsoever. So even when a cave says the 1950s, you must look at it for what it is. When you were being locked out of every institution on every level, that's when they think the country was great. That's when they think it was great. That's the one I hear the most. The one I argue the most with people when we have caves having this, when they see the hat and I challenge them to the question, they'll say the 50s. But the position black people were in during the 50s. So then are we gauging America being great or not by how great white people are doing? Because that's really what it is. I mean, if we're being honest about this. Black people oppressed, locked out, white people being given handouts and loans, being able to go do whatever the fuck they want to do. That's when the caves think America was at its greatest. And that should say something about the mentality of the caves. Am I off? I mean, y'all can tell me if I'm doing some crazy shit. If it's something being said wrong. If you understand what I'm saying, if you feel like I'm speaking fast, put a B123 in the chat, please. Put a B123 in the chat. It is what it is. I mean, we can debate. We can do whatever y'all want to do. These are just facts. America been fucked up since its inception. It was built on fucked up policies and principles. Built on broken treaties, stolen land, genocide. Built on that. Enslaving my people. Built on that. Jim Crow. Built on that. Bombing and terrorizing black neighborhoods, black cities, black towns. Built on that. Great win. Land of the free, home of the brave. Great win. I'm just saying. I mean, is there any, because it's almost been 3 hours now we've been on here. This can be what we call a holiday special. We can do that. Even Winston know it. Look at Winston. Now, Winston is done told me he was a cave. Then said he was a white man. Even the GI Bill loans were administered in segregated / disproportionate ways. B123. Now you can't be saying B123. You can't say that because that's not you. But even he, I mean, look, even though black men and women have fought in these wars, fought in these battles, they don't give a fuck. Y'all remember when they were just giving out land to get people to come over here and settle this new land? They were just giving it away. Ain't gave black folk no type of land whatsoever. The ones that built the country, though, everything has been disproportionate. Everything has been segregated. Everything has been like that for black people in this country. It ain't never been great. Never. Period. Not now, not ever. Has the potential to be. Whenever they stop letting money rule over life and rule everything, it has the potential. Get rid of the systemic racism. It has the potential to be great. But it ain't. Ain't been and ain't now. But you can't be saying B123. That's black first, second, and third. You can't be doing it. You can't be doing it. Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. Look at all the broken trees and broken promises. This country ain't been worth a fuck. Ain't been worth a fuck. And anybody with good common sense can see it. Anybody with good common sense know it. Yeah, I saw that. Calm John said they just now found a warrant for the cave that lied on Emmett Till. Yeah, I saw that his family was seeking justice. This bitch 1,000 years old. Got that young black man killed. But it's a part of America's greatness, right? Running around killing black people with impunity since the 1950s, when lynchings were at an all-time high. This is back when they first let black people off the plantation. They haven't charged anybody with murder via lynching yet. Not once. That's not a coincidence. Not one person being charged with a lynching. Nobody sitting in prison for hanging nobody black. Because black people, every time they find one of us lynched, we committed suicide. Great win. Even with an anti-lynching bill, if all of them are suicide, great win. And they still trying to get justice for Emmett Till to this very day. Great win. And black folk out here popping firecrackers and shit. Great win. Just saying. I'm just saying. Some of y'all feel what I'm saying. I'm looking at y'all's comments now. Listen, this is why I say, man, there is nothing. If somebody wants to debate or argue a point, fine. But there ain't I'm not saying nothing, but these ain't nothing but straight facts. Straight facts. Black people got to care first. I don't even know what to do with this. I don't care what happened in 1830 or 2,000 years ago. Okay, so what are you going to do about it? I'm doing it. Like, what the fuck? I can't do much more than what I'm doing now. I don't have superpowers. I don't have mind control. I wish I could just close my eyes and everybody just be 1, 2, 3 tomorrow. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. It is what it is. Nothing I can do. I wish I could. Wish there was something I could do. Wish I could force my mind on all the people. This shit would change tomorrow if I could do that. Tomorrow. Not through violence. That don't mean we're going to run through the streets and mass murder the caves like they do themselves. Like they've done us in historically. Enslave them. No. 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 This wouldn't be a for-profit nation. This wouldn't be a for-profit nation. It wouldn't be all about money. Fiat currency. It wouldn't be all about that. I'm just saying. Winston Sayers says, how can we change the system to get more teachers of color in the public school system across the board? Now, that's a good question. Now, as far as the thing about getting teachers of color, one of the things that we have to understand is that, generally speaking, teachers of color growing up around black people, we have to look at the type of schools that before they're grown, before they get to the age where they can be teachers, we have to look at the school system that they're coming through themselves. because this nation doesn't give a fuck about schools in black areas. They do not. This country, now, they won't be honest about that. So they won't push for the education in public school areas, in particular in black areas, because they are getting those students ready to fill the prisons up. So I think what should happen is that these billions that, for example, Joe Biden is sending over to Ukraine to fight a motherfucking war could be funneled into public school systems in black areas. Prisons can be de-privatized. Then there is no need to groom the prisoners. They have prison quotas. Those should be eradicated. That should be illegal. It should be illegal to have a prison quota. How the fuck can we sit around and say America's great? It has a prison quota. It has more people in prison than any other nation in the world. Great win, right? So if we get rid of the systems that benefit from black children not getting sufficient education, I think there would be more teachers of color in the public school systems. Also, across the board, teachers should make a whole lot more money than they do. It should be a wage, or it should be, the type of career that somebody would make money. Like, let's say if there was a doctor, they're making six figures and shit like that. 6 figures, $200,000 a year, shit like that, making good money. It should be an attractive field, period. So if you get rid of the systems that benefit from our children going straight to prison, being impoverished, and we understand that poverty begets crime. We understand that, at least we should by now. Black people are not inherently criminal. This is what the psychologists and some of the doctors have said, but that's not true. If we get rid of all those systems, I think we see a flourishing in people of color being more teachers, and not only just more teachers, more doctors, more lawyers, et cetera, et cetera. I think that these systems that benefit from oppressing these areas should be eradicated. It should be criminal. It should be criminal. It really should be. Because we understand that prison is not about rehabilitation. We know that. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Because they do not give you any type of rehabilitation. When you leave prison, you have a felony, you can't get no job. Y'all know how the system works. America great win, right? So get rid of all of that. The incentive to keep people down. The necessity to keep people down. And not evenly spread the funds across the entire nation. If we're going to stunt like we're a great nation, we should be a great nation across the board. Because right now it's just something that's said, not something that I've seen proven at all. That makes sense? It's real. Some of y'all know it. Teachers ain't making no money. Teachers ain't making no money. This is true. Jude the 4th says, LOL, America was never great. Countries in Europe, Africa, and Asia have better healthcare, food, and public systems that help people. Facts. 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 Did my answer make sense? That's what I believe. Let me see. Raven says, my parents had to pay $3,000 a month for premium schooling. Now, where in the hell? Now, I don't know what your parents did for a living. I don't know what they did. Now, the equivalent to, if you're saying you a cave, so the equivalent to where the urban areas urban black areas, the equivalent to that would be the trailer park. Who in the trailer park is paying $3,000 a month for premium schooling? Who? Who can do that? Because what happens a lot of times is when you're in a certain tax bracket, the humanity leaves you. That's a problem. That's one of the biggest problems, in my opinion, with capitalism. The humanity leaves you. Now you look at people that are poor as, well, why couldn't you do what I did? My parents paid $3,000 a month for me to go to school. What the fuck was your parents doing? Right? It leaves you. The humanity leaves you. Because now you're saying, well, why couldn't your parents do what my parents did? Go to the trailer park and ask them white folk what they doing as far as school is concerned. Because that is the silent demographic. That's the silent demographic. Nobody ever talks about the trailer parks. And y'all know we're going to do it here. Every so often when it's relevant. Why don't nobody ever talk about the millions and millions and millions of cave Americans that are in trailer parks? Millions. Nobody ever talks about the trailer parks. It's like they're not even there. Motherfuckers talk about ghettos, hoods, projects. Trailer parks don't even get an honorable mention. It's like they don't even exist. Millions of white folks in them, though. America don't even talk about them. Don't even talk about the trailer parks. Go look at how some of them being raised. How illiterate some of them are. Poor. Poor healthcare systems. Good point. Leona says the same way they don't talk about how more cases on welfare. We talked about that earlier when he says somebody had said something about the Roe v. Wade being about black babies being born. And it's like, no, this like welfare ain't about black women and black kids either. It's about the caves. Nobody talks about that. Nobody. Black women are the face of welfare. How? Because they don't look at the trailer parks. That's how. Nobody ever goes to the trailer parks. The trailer park, nobody ever talks about that. Because black people are the representation of poor here in this country. Don't nobody ever even talk about it. They don't get an honorable mention. Everybody talk about ghettos, hoods, projects. No mention on the trailer parks. And I grew up in North Carolina. And a lot of trailer parks. Trailer parks happening. A lot of poor white people in them trailer parks. Now, luckily for this system, they more inclined to be racist as fuck versus being mad at the system that has them, in this situation. They more inclined to just be racist, They just want to be racist as fuck, generally speaking. But they exist. They exist. They exist. Melanie says, are you building anything for the black community? I'm trying to build pride for the black community. I'm trying to build pride. I'm trying my best. I don't have enough. I don't got enough workers helping me build it, though. Now, unlike some of these other black men out here, I'm not taking up donations either. But I am trying to build pride. I am. Pride, knowledge. I'm trying my best. It is difficult. Very difficult. But thank you for being concerned and shit. I'm trying my best to build pride in black folk. I am. Wednesday, he'll take donations. Raven Hud says, why you got to be mad at whites? So, in case you weren't listening, my anger, my indictment is against America. 3Ks. Don't get this shit fucked up, Incorporated. If you heard me, or if anybody can, speak to me being mad at whites, I mean, it's America. Like, listen, a lot of times this is what white people are able to do. It's how they're able to ignore what black people are saying, and particularly black people who have the type of rhetoric I have. They're able to ignore it by saying, well, you just hate white folk. My indictment is against America. 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up, Incorporated. Just so happens in the society, white people make up the majority. The system being how it is because they want it to be that way. When white people mad, they tear shit up. Don't they? I mean, you white, you know this, right? Remember that time y'all was mad about what was it? Was it tea? The tax on tea? It was like what, 2-3 cents? They made a raise that tea up. You remember what happened? What y'all did about that? Does anybody remember what happened? Anybody know what the white people did about that little taxation? You remember? And maybe if you don't remember that, why don't you just close your eyes and picture the times that white folk done been mad about something? What'd they do? Do you know? There are two things that white people do when they're mad about stuff. The caves, when they get mad, they do two things. One, they'll tear some shit up. It's one thing they'll do is tear some shit up. If you don't believe me, you can go back to January the 6th. Right? Right. Two, they will form an organization to galvanize other white people. If you don't believe me, you can go look at Peter. You can go look at these climate change motherfuckers. They will form organizations or full-blown out riot. Have you ever known a white organization that exists simply to fight racism, systemic racism in America or across the entire world? See, I'm not mad at the caves. Their inaction makes me judge them. I indict them. I charge them with their inaction because I know how they act when they care about something. I've seen them do it. What they don't care about is systemic racism. So I charge them for that. I'm not mad at them for it, but I'm going to charge them for it. They're not going to look at me and tell me, no, you talking crazy. What you saying ain't real. I don't allow that. It's not about being mad. I see what you're doing. I see what you're not doing. You're not going to convince me there's something wrong with me because I see it. I don't allow that. This ain't anger. Honestly, I'm more mad at my people for worshiping white people the way that they do. For letting y'all tell us that we wrong, we bad, that we should look up to you. I'm more mad at my people about that than anything that the caves is doing. I'm more mad at us. Keep it a buck with you. I can give a fuck about what the caves is doing. I know who they are. You see. I know that they have not galvanized themselves, ain't stormed nothing at all to fight systemic racism. And if you can name a time when they have, please educate me. If you can name an organization that does this, please educate me. Please. It don't exist. Don't exist. Ain't got to do with me being mad at them. I can give a fuck less about them. But I know what they don't do. And I get tired of them telling me to forget about it or be quiet or shut up or asking me questions like this or calling me racist and all this old shit. Like, where's the organization? I know PETA exists. I know PETA exists. They care about dogs. They care about dogs. How can you explain that? Because you asking me questions. Explain that. PETA exists. Nothing to fight any form of systemic racism. How is that possible? They make up the majority of the people. Got the numbers. Not mad. Look, man, you have to understand, I'm not pissed off. What do I have to be pissed about? I don't have nothing to be pissed about. I'm just telling you, this ain't pissed off. I'm showing my people how to answer cave questions, how to do it intelligently, do it with no emotion. There ain't nothing emotional about this. These are all facts. And like I said, I posed the question to you. Where is the white organization that was created and built and founded to fight systemic racism? I will double the question and say, where is the white movement that has been so upset about racism that they tore some shit up? A question for anybody white that's here. These things didn't exist before I was born. I was born here. I didn't make this shit like this. It's just a question. Where is this organization? Now, if you ask a voting black person, they'll say the Democrats, because they're ignorant. They don't understand, but I'm waiting. Anybody can answer this question. It just don't exist. So that's how I know that the caves are okay with how shit is out here. That's how I know it. That's my proof. They okay with it. I ain't mad at them for that. But I know it's a fact that they are okay with it. And thus, I look at my people and say, how in the fuck do you let these people be your moral authority? Now, if you want to talk about what makes me mad, is that black people worship white people the way that they do. That's what angers me. So you'll see more anger when me talking to my people and trying to figure my people out. Like, why y'all still letting me? It's clear they don't care about you. They care about fucking the dogs. They don't care about you. So why you keep trying to prove yourself to them? You see? That's me. That's my channel. That's what I'm doing here. We still gonna call out the caves. We're gonna talk about what they're doing. We'll show the pathology because they're not gonna pathologize themselves. So we'll go walk down the pathology. We'll do that. I'm not running around out here smacking every white person I see, spitting on them, kicking them, calling them racist as fuck. No, I get into debates with white people all the time in real life, online, whatever. I'm gonna put these facts out here. They're gonna have to walk away and go sit their ass down somewhere. That's what I'm here for. With common sense questions, it is what it is. Now, if they get a little spicy, I will cuss a motherfucker out. I will. Just saying. Anybody got anything else? I'm not ignoring anything. Wait a minute. Let me see something. Are the caves stopping you from being a great father? You're literally ignoring the question. Why are white men better fathers than black men? Are they stopping you from making money? See, here's the thing, man. Man, this is something serious. Now, I don't know where fatherhood came from. I don't know where this came from. What question did you ask me that I'm ignoring? You're saying that you said white men, you said, why are white men better fathers than black men? Based on what metric? What is better? Because you can't ask me a question like that without giving me some understanding of what you're saying here. What do you mean? Because I know a lot of white people. I've known a lot of white people. I've talked to a lot of white people in my life, and this blanket of their great fathers is just not even real life. So then the question has to be, well, what makes them better? You can't say that they're better because they marry the moms, because I've known of married cave couples where the dad is married to the mom, beating the shit out of the mom's whole face, breaking bones and shit, beating the shit out of the child, and may decide to also neglect the child in some type of way as well. So when you say better, I want an understanding of what you mean. And no, they're not stopping me from making money, but nor am I getting on here complaining about money. So what are you talking about? Be more specific, Miss Melanie. Be more specific. Because to say white men are better fathers, you better go talk to some of these white children before you start coming out your mouth like that. One of the things about black people that they like to do is they'll use media, they'll use some statistics from that same media, cave media, and you might want to talk to some of these caves because I don't know what you're talking about, but you might want to talk to people in real life. If you talk to some of these caves in real life, you'll know that some of them's fathers weren't worth a fuck, some of them fathers was drunk, some of them fathers was abusive, some of them fathers wasn't even there. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. There's no group of men that have perfect parents. No group of women that have perfect parents. It's not. Could the argument be made that black men could do a better job? Absolutely. But that argument could be made across the board for every man. Could do a better job. Most definitely. Thank you for that. Friend, work out with me. I don't know the last part, but she said, and before I go, my dad was very awesome. Thank you for that. Well, I didn't want to bring that up. Jack says they actually released a recent report that black fathers are better fathers than white men. What it's saying is black fathers, when they're in their child's life, are more active than white men. But I don't like those types of conversations, man. Like, they're so circular. It's like, you got good parents, you got bad parents. It becomes a circular argument. It becomes a circular argument where it's like, if you talk to people, what you'll see is different people doing different shit. Could black men be better? Absolutely. Absolutely. But to be better, it should be the goal for anybody at any time, at any point. So I'm waiting on Melanie to come. I'm waiting on Melanie to come be more specific as to what maybe I missed it somewhere. Let me make sure. Yeah, I mean, and Melanie, let me tell you something. Now, Winston isn't going to call you a coon, okay? Winston ain't going to do you like that. He's not going to call you a self-hating coon. That's my job, right? Winston says, and this is a white man, by the way, he said, that is some egregious assumption making. No, or am I misreading it? He think what you're saying is ridiculous. Like, that don't even make sense. White people, if you really talk to white people, they're not even going to agree to that because they know that they fathers done did some wild shit sometimes. And I mean, they just know it's just real. Like, if you talk to people, it is what it is. Even he know that you're saying some bullshit. But that works in the YouTube or social media spaces or people who are hurt because their father may not have been around. It works in those circles. But when you actually start talking to the caves about their fathers, you're going to hear some stories. You're going to hear some stories. It is what it is. It is what it is. Uh-oh. 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 Samantha Jane says, fuck yeah, my white dad left me when I was 1 year old. Uh-oh. When you start talking to white folk, what you'll find is that some of their parents are trash. I mean, you'll find that. You'll find it. It just is what it is. And she doubled up and used to beat my mom. Now she sounds like she might be from overseas because most people be in UK and say mom. But Samantha Jane said and used to beat mama's ass. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. See, this social media space exists to down black men and down black women. It's a space that's used for that. When it comes to fatherhood, black men are going to be trashed more than any other man in the world as far as fatherhood is concerned. These social media spaces allow for that. They got these women that may not didn't have a father, even some sons and men that didn't have a father. They'll get in these little groups and they'll be mad. But when you go out here and talk to people for real, it can be different. That's why I advise people, like, it's one thing for me to shoot the shit with y'all here online, but I do this shit in real life too. I advise you to go talk to people. And people want to tell you their business. I mean, I'm talking about white folk, black folk, they want to tell you their business. They want to tell you their life story. Okay? They want to do that. So when they tell you their life story, a lot of times you'll hear about bad parents. And I've heard bad stories on not only just fathers, but the mothers too. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Y'all be playing, man. Y'all be playing. Black people like to, not only do the society push these stereotypes and things like that, but black people come in here and do the same shit. Same shit. You have to be honest. You have to be honest about this shit. And don't nobody want to do that. Where did she go? Where did Melanie leave? She just came in and cooned and left. That's the coon and run. Like, you can't just coon and run. Carm, don't tell him. Carm, don't tell him this. Carm says that's not even true. Where's your statistics? Nobody is counting that shit but the caves. Your enemy will never say anything positive about you. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. They don't want to hear that, though. Where Melanie at, though? Is she here or is she leave or she's one to coon and run? Is that? Don't coon and run. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not respectable around here. Don't coon and run. Like, don't do that shit, yo. Here she go. Here we go. She didn't coon and run. She cooned and stay. Here she go. You're playing, though, Mr. Perkins. Your leader is Malcolm X, a black male who had sex with other men. Okay. So we started out with saying that black fathers aren't shit. White men are better fathers than black men. She then goes and talks about a black man who was a great father to his children until he was murdered at the hands of the government with assistance from the NOI. What the fuck is your point? What are you saying? What are you saying? Like, tell me the point of this, other than you just wanting to coon. You could at least name the deadbeat. That would have made more to your point that you were making initially. I'll give you another chance. I don't know if this person, this person is posing as black. I don't know if they actually are. We're dealing with a coon. If they are black, it's a high level. It's real high level coon shit. But I'm trying to give him a chance to, somebody said I should block Melanie. I don't know what's being said here. I don't know. If your argument was about black fatherhood, okay. Okay, she may be, I don't know. It's just somebody that want to come here and say some shit. It's all good. It's all good. Coon and run. I'm cool with that. I don't know, man. It's like sometimes, people will say shit. They want a response, but I wanted her to make it make sense because I don't mind comments. People gonna say stupid ass shit. We have to understand that a lot of times when we let people off the hook by saying they're a troll, we let people off the fucking hook. People are dumb. People are dumb. There are a lot of people that are self-hating. You have a whole lot of racist motherfuckers out here. Some people they're not trolling. That's really what they think. Something wrong with people. Something be wrong with them. Something be wrong with people. We can't let them off the hook. We let them off the, they trolling. Well, some of these motherfuckers are sick. A lot of these motherfuckers are sick. We're talking about a land of sheep, robots, zombies, dumb motherfuckers, people who are really sad and hurt on the inside. And this is how they express themselves. A lot of people are like that. They sad. I didn't see that. Super Cosmic Boy 100. What's your opinion on Jalen Walker video footage? I don't watch black people be murdered on film. I don't watch that. So I don't have an opinion of the footage. I do know what's going to happen in this situation, but I don't have an opinion on the footage. I wouldn't watch something like that. I've never watched videos of black people being murdered. That's not my thing. I don't see how we do it. I don't see how we do it. So I understand why they present it like that, to desensitize people to seeing that type of shit, but I'm not going to watch that. I'm not going to watch that. I know what happened. They shot him 60 times, and they're going to come up with a reason. They shot 90 shots and they hit him 60 times. They're going to come up with a reason why they had to. That's typical, right? They'll come up with a reason why they had to shoot him 60 times. There'll be plenty of Blue Lives Matter people, supporting him being shot 60 times. There'll be plenty of black people coming up with reasons why he had to be shot 60 times. And what's going to happen is the officers that are involved, there were 8, they'll get some light sentence, if anything. And the city is going to settle. It's going to be a civil suit that comes up, wrongful death, and the family will win some money and life will go on. That's how it's been happening thus far. That's how it's been happening. So, but y'all listen, I done been on here for 3.5 hours. Okay? 3.5 hours. Let me say this to anybody that watched the whole 3.5 hours. Mad love to you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you spending this time with me. It's the so-called 4th of July. Black people, that ain't got nothing to do with us. Okay? Stop it. No matter how much you drape yourself in that American flag, no matter how many wars you fought in, no matter how much taxes you pay, this country still disrespects you. Therefore, their holidays should be for them. Let them do that. We should take a stand. And this is something that we can do. I know people be asking me for solutions. This is something that we can do. Stand down on these holidays. Stand down. These motherfuckers are making money hand over fist on these holidays, and we're participating in them. I need us to stand down. I need us to look logically at the situation and stand down. Have the desire to stand down. I appreciate y'all spending this time with me. Hopefully we was able to come in here and my people were able to get a message and get some food. We even had some caves in here that was talking that talk with me, going back and forth with me. We dealt with all of that. We had a couple coons in here, so we done been a couple places tonight. So I really appreciate y'all spending this time with me. I really, really do. Y'all don't know how important this is to me. Again, if you want this shirt, if you want this hat, we have a website in the description box. It's my Spreadshirt website. And I'll read this quote. I think I want to end with this quote. Again, I'll read this quote. I declared war on the rich who prosper on our poverty, the politicians who lie to us with smiling faces, and all the mindless, heartless robots who protect them and their property. That is a quote from Assata Shakur. Okay? Powerful black woman. Been doing it since before, was doing it before I was even born. And here we still are. Work still need to be done. And hopefully y'all are interested in taking this journey with me, because I'm going to try to show us how to do it with your pride intact. Keep your pride intact. Hold your head high and be able to stand up for yourself unapologetically. All right? Y'all, I'm out of here. I will see y'all next time. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Make sure you follow me on social media, because we getting it in every day in some type of way, right? Shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. I'm out, y'all.